It's the Dallas Cowboys and the Philadelphia Eagles on the NFL on Fox. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the NFL on Fox. I'm Sam Rosen, along with a man who knows toughness, Bill Maas, and we'll see toughness today. I can guarantee that. Dallas Cowboys in first place for the first time in 4 years. What's been the key to the improvement, Bill?
Sam, they believe. They believe in what the man is telling them, and that man is Bill Parcells. Everything he's telling them about the team, the offense, the concept, they've bought into, and they're competing. They're not just out there playing this year. They're competing this year because they're bought into it. Now, on offense, the story is Quincy Carter and the change that he's gone through. And what they've done, actually, is they've simplified his playing and what he has to do. They've made manageable third downs by running the football, creating third and short. They max protect on pass plays, play action, 7 and 8 men in blocking. That nullifies blitz. That also takes away mistakes that happens when blitz occurs. And they move the pocket. He's an athletic guy. They do rollouts. They do bootlegs, high percentage passes. The quarterback now for this team is an asset, not a liability.
First 2 games of the season, the Philadelphia Eagles were terrible. The last 2 games, 2 wins. They're more like the Eagles who went to the NFC Championship game the last 2 seasons. And the question is, are their problems solved?
Yes and no. Yes, it's solved when Donovan McNabb plays well. No, when he doesn't play so well, because that's how the Eagles go. And so what do they have to do to get Donovan McNabb going? Well, Andy Reid believes that it's him. He has to do a better job play calling. And what you're going to see today is you're going to see more protection from the line. You're going to see maybe a back staying in or a tight end chipping, buying more time for him. And you're also going to see quick passes in the first quarter. 3-step drop, 5-step drops, 5 yards downfield, screen plays, things of that nature to get him confidence. They want about 80% completion rate at the end of the first quarter, so he carries his confidence through the rest of the game.
All right, before the game, let's answer our Sprint Virtual Coach question. Which team will be the last undefeated team in the NFL? Use your Sprint PCS Vision phone or log on to foxsports.com. Big game here in Dallas against the Eagles, and they'll honor at halftime the late Tex Schramm, who helped build this franchise. They'll put him into the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor. We'll be set in just a moment. Back in Dallas, where the Cowboys have won 3 in a row, the Eagles have won 2 in a row. Dallas and Philadelphia meeting for the 88th time. Warm day here. Humidity 60%. But we've got some sunshine breaking through after some morning cloudiness. And we are set for a big one.
Sam, what do you think? Remember the onside kick a few years ago?
2000, that's how it started. You got to be ready for that. David Akers will kick off for Philadelphia. And the Eagles and Cowboys are underway, and there's the onside try, and it's grabbed by the Cowboys, and heading it is Randall Williams, and he's got a touchdown. The Cowboys were ready. And they turn the tables on the Eagles. Randall Williams taking the onside kick, 37 yards for a touchdown. Got to be ready.
And they were. I had a feeling.
And this is something that the Cowboys players have talked about. Bill Parcells getting them ready for different game situations. Billy Cundiff for the extra point. And the Cowboys, 3 seconds into the game, lead it 7-0.
Well, take a look. First of all, I want you to watch where the ball goes. I don't think it quite makes it 10 yards. You see where he comes up and gets it early? That's the difference maker. The Philadelphia Eagles, their cover team didn't know where the ball was, and it hadn't quite gone the 10 yards it would have to go in order for the Eagles to get it. So what happened was Randall Williams just closed in underneath 10 yards and went up and got it.
The only Eagles player who saw the ball was Roderick Hood, but Williams beat him to it.
When the ball hit the turf and went up, see, if the Eagles had touched it inside the 10 yards, it would have been illegal.
That's right. First career touchdown for Randall Williams, the third-year wide receiver out of New Hampshire.
Plus, he's a big guy, too. You know, we saw him practice on Friday. He's about 6'3", 6'4", And the guys that were covering for the Eagles, he just went up right over top of them and got that.
There's Randall Williams. Earlier you saw John Harbaugh, the special teams coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles. A little disappointed, but they tried to surprise play. Toby Gowen will kick off for the Cowboys. His quad muscle healed. Brian Westbrook is deep for the Eagles. Westbrook from the 6. Right through, and a good tackle on the play by Tony Dixon.
And one positive action causes a chain reaction. That was heads up by Randall Williams, taking it in. They're competing, like I said at the top. They're not just out there playing.
Donovan McNabb, a bit of a bad ankle, bit of a bad thumb, but trying to get himself straightened out. He's played better in the last couple of weeks. Offensive line has one change. Jermaine Mayberry is out, and Bobby Williams will start for him.
Injured elbow.
Darrell Buckhalter, John Ritchie, the fullback, of course, will see a lot of Brian Westbrook. And Westbrook does start and gets the pass and drops it, and it's almost intercepted by Dexter Coakley. So Westbrook starting in the backfield. The pass a little off, and Coakley almost took it away and would have gone to the house with it. For the Cowboys, their defensive front has played well. Leroy Glover has been good. Willie Blade has been a good find for the Cowboys. Very small linebackers, but they're fast and get to the ball. Terrence Newman, and the big hitter is Roy Williams at safety. John Ritchie, the fullback, in motion. Westbrook following Wellborn. Gets across the 25, close to the 27. Greg Ellis, number 98, in on the tackle.
You know, Brian Westbrook is a guy that's really emerged for Philadelphia and their offense. And I think the reason is that he's getting more playing time is because out of all their specialist players, running backs, tight ends, receivers, I believe he's the biggest threat every time he touches the ball. He's explosive, he's fast, he has great vision, and because of that, Andy Reid can't get enough of him right now.
Eagles 3 wide receivers. Dallas with 5 DBs. McNabb finds his man Freddie Mitchell. Big gainer for the Eagles. Pete Hunter drags him down, but in Dallas territory at the 46-yard line. Little short slant to Freddie Mitchell, and it worked for 27 yards.
He was in motion, Sam, and he comes across, and then he gets to the inside of the zone where nobody's at. But to me, that play right there, that is what has been missing out of the Eagles offense. You know, this West Coast offense, when you think of it in its principle, you always think of Jerry Rice catching that little slant pass right there and making a bunch of yards out of it. And that's something that the Eagles offense hasn't had.
Darrell Buckhalter in at running back, takes the handoff. And Al Singleton, the first man to get to him. Dat Quinn, the middle linebacker, was there as well.
You know, Bill Parcells, he's not a small linebacker type of guy.
I know.
You know, he thinks about his Giants teams, and he had all those big linebackers, Pepper Johnson and Harry Carson and LT, and he came down here and he's got these small linebackers in Coakley and Datwin and Al Singleton. But the thing about those guys is can they fly around and cover a lot of ground?
Deuce Staley now in at running back with 2 tight ends and Thrash in motion. McNabb, the pump fake, he's being rushed. He slipped one man, but not the other. Roy Williams with the sack. Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator, bringing the blitz, and Williams gets to Donovan McNabb.
All right, check out my man right here. I love this guy right there. That's Williams. Watch him creep into the picture here, come up in here, and watch. Everybody's engaged, and he just runs right over Deuce Staley. You've got to pick up the blitz and protect it no matter what back is in there. Now, Philadelphia is going to use Buckhalter, Westbrook, and Staley back there, and that's a tough rotation when it comes to picking up blitz. But whatever back is in there must pick up the blitz when it comes.
Eagles call timeout on this 3rd and long. That was the 17th sack of the season on Donovan McNabb. That ties the Washington Redskins for the most given up this season. We'll be right back. 2 outstanding safeties, the veteran Darren Woodson, the second-year man Roy Williams, who got his first sack of the season. Eagles have to get to the Cowboys 36-yard line. It's 3rd and 17, and a lot of movement on the line. Let's check it out. Flags flying from both sides.
Crowd noise got loud.
Ron Blum.
Ball start. 66. Offense. 5 yards. Still 3rd down.
That's on Bobby Williams, who's starting in place of the injured Jermaine Mayberry. Mayberry with an elbow problem is in uniform. But Bobby Williams, one of the strongest linemen, gets the start.
Yeah, you know, when you have to turn to the page in the offensive playbook that says this down is for 3rd and 22.
There's not much there, is there?
There's nothing there.
3 wide receivers in against 6 defensive backs. McNabb gets plenty of time. Nobody open. Running, throwing deep. He's got a man. It's overthrown. Todd Pinkston was 2 yards behind the defensive backs. But there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the near sideline. Did McNabb go across the line of scrimmage?
I believe he did. We'll decline that.
Donovan started to run for it and saw Pinkston come free.
Pass. Quarterback was beyond the line of scrimmage. Penalties declined. 4th down.
So the sack and a penalty hurts the Eagles, and they'll have to punt it away. First-year man Dirk Johnson out of northern Colorado is the punter for the Eagles. And this is a good one. Coming down to Zuriel Smith. He takes it at the 8. He's tackled immediately. Outstanding play by the Eagles' Roderick Hood. A 50-yard punt and no return. Roderick Hood, the defensive back, gets down in a hurry. Zuriel Smith had nowhere to go. Baseball coming up. Playoffs continue. The Cubbies can advance to the World Series with a win today. Yankees have a 2-1 lead on the Red Sox. Those games on Fox. Cubs at Florida following football. Yankees at the Red Sox, 7:30 Eastern time. So a little over 3 minutes into the game, we see the Cowboys on offense for the first time. If you joined us late, the opening kickoff was an onside kick attempt by the Eagles. Surprise, and was grabbed by Randall Williams, and the Cowboys returned it 37 yards for a touchdown.
So you get to see basically the Eagles, the birds and the boys, which not much love there, and then just keep it tuned in. And then you get to see Boston and Yankees, Sam.
Pretty good.
Not a lot of love there.
What's Jim Johnson's strategy against the Cowboys today defensively?
I think he's going to stay out of blitz because of how much max protection they go to.
That's Anderson in motion. The play fake, good block by Hambrick. And the pass outside to Dan Campbell, the tight end. He bulls his way up to the 15-yard line. Carlos Emmons took Campbell out of bounds. How about that block by Hambrick?
Well, this is what they're good at. All his passes come with the run fake first. Take a look. See this? That's a fake run. Now look at the line of scrimmage here. All the defensive linemen are playing run, so there's no pass rush. That's one of the things that Bill Parcells has done. He did it with Drew Bledsoe, and he also did it with Phil Simms.
2nd and 3. Hambrick carries and runs right into the middle. And was hit by Mark Semino, the middle linebacker. Time for our first update of the day. Let's go to the studio to JB.
Hey, Sam, number 63, Bill Maas will enjoy this. Look at that hit by Tyrone Poole of Tiki Barber. He fumbles. Matt Chatham picks it up. He rumbles 38 yards of pay dirt. Yeah, Bill Maas, I know you like the defense. The D scored here. Their 4th defensive return for a score this year. 7-0 Patriots over the Giants. Back to Sam and Bill.
Thank you, JB. I do love defense. I was number 63, but number 53, Mark Semino, that last play here for Philadelphia
was solid.
That was a run blitz, and he blew it up.
Richie Anderson with some blocking, but the Eagles stopped that. Nice play up front by Andy Kalu and Carlos Emmons. And the Cowboys have stopped short of the first down, forced the punt. Good work by the Eagles. Defensively, they've been good the last couple of weeks, though the Redskins came back at them late. But up front, they've been pretty good.
Well, yeah, they're stout in there. You're talking about the Eagles.
Yeah.
Darwin Walker's played great. Hollis Thomas, a trimmed down Hollis Thomas, has been outstanding. Corey Simon's getting that push up in the pocket. And the middle linebacker position is finally secured for Philadelphia. Mark Semino is a tough, hard-nosed fast Mike linebacker that is a perfect fit for this defense.
They've been great against the run. They're just waiting for their secondary to get healthy. Troy Vincent is back, but Bobby Taylor and Brian Dawkins still out in measurement. And as you see, it comes up about half a yard short. Bobby Taylor is a little bit closer to returning than Brian Dawkins, according to Andy Reid. Has a chance to come back next week. Head coach Andy Reid. His Eagles, since 2000, have been the best road team in the NFL. 19-6 record after going through that stretch. Remember that 3-year stretch where they won one game on the road in 24? Toby going. The punt.
They got an extra rusher in there, Philadelphia has.
Gets good protection. High kick, but it's short. And the Eagles take it. Brian Westbrook, fair catch at the 49-yard line. Excellent field position for the Eagles for their second offensive possession. 33-yard punt. Dallas leading. Two top teams against the run in this game, Bill.
Right here.
The Cowboys. Willie Blade has been a nice addition for them at tackle. McNabb. Westbrook slips. Picks up a couple of yards. Where he is pushed back. The Cowboys defense.
Who did you say?
Willie Blade.
Willie Blade. Not Mac the Knife. Willie Blade. Check out 99. This guy has really come on strong. And he's actually elevated the play of Leroy Glover, if that's possible. But because he occupies the middle. Look what he does to Fraley. He pushes that line of scrimmage, and then he just closes. You see the speed he had to get off the block and make the tackle? And it's been a big asset. And it also, with a big body, it engulfs the blockers and allows those linebackers to run around a lot more. They haven't had that.
Richie and Buckhalter in the backfield. A play fake. McNabb lobs it up for Pinkston. Overthrows again. And Pinkston well covered by Terrence Newman.
That was played again on the pressure, Sam. I mean, watch him come right up the pocket. If you choose to double team Leroy Glover, watch what Willie Blade will do to you. He's going to come right up the middle here, right inside. Look at the push he gets, and then right past the center. They get in a bear kind of front where they cover the two guards, and then they put Willie Blade right over the center, Hank Fraley, and it's one-on-one. And I don't think Hank Fraley has the mass, the body size to contend with the size of Willie Blade.
Eagles on third down have to get to the Dallas 41. They have two tight ends, two wideouts to the left, and Deuce Staley and another timeout. The Eagles have burned two timeouts in the first 5.5 minutes of the game. Donovan McNabb goes to the sideline again to talk with Andy Reid.
2004 from EA Sports. Create your game with freestyle control. By Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. And by Wendy's new home-style chicken strips. Another reason it's better here.
Bill, you talked about rhythm. There's been no rhythm to Donovan McNabb's game yet.
They haven't gotten anything going offensively yet.
He's 1 for 4. Here's 3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers in. Everybody out of the backfield. The rush is on. And Greg Ellis sacks Donovan McNabb. Second sack of the game for the Cowboys. 18 given up by the Eagles this season.
Now, when you keep an extra guy in to protect, I don't think you leave him one-on-one with Greg Ellis. That's Chad Lewis out there trying to block Greg Ellis. And that's what they call him ragdoll, Sam. He ragdolled.
He threw him away. Dirk Johnson's punt. Zuriel Smith fair catch at the 14. And that's where the Cowboys will take over the field position game. 37-yard punt, no return. Coming into this game, the Cowboys have been beaten by the Eagles 6 straight times. In 2000, the first play was that onside kick, and it worked. Led to a big win for the Eagles down here in Dallas. In fact, the Cowboys have not beaten the Eagles since December of 1999. 5 of those 6 losses to the Eagles have been by lopsided margins. Well, they want to reverse that no matter what the Cowboys have tried. The key has been turnovers and sacks and penalties. And that's one thing Bill Parcells is trying to eliminate. Cowboys start from the 15. 5 defensive backs in for the Eagles. Sheldon Brown is in. Hambrick goes a play fake by Carter. A good one. He hits Terry Glenn up at the 30-yard line. Hey, I got faked out. I apologize there. What a fake to Hambrick. And Carter completes to Terry Glenn. 15-yard pickup.
They fake everybody out, and that's the concept of this offense. It's not just drop back passing. Look at the ball handling there, and look at the runners. The running backs and the linemen are run blocking. And then you have 3 wideouts, and you saw what happens. The linebacker, 53, Semino, see that? He doesn't get down to the middle of the field because he bites on the run.
Now the run for Richie Anderson picks up 4 up to the 34-yard line. Richie Anderson, who spent all of his career with the Jets, coming over down to Dallas, back with Bill Parcells.
And for a middle linebacker playing against this offense, that's going to be the challenge, is deciding whether it is a run or it is a pass. Because when it's a run, obviously you're stepping into the line of scrimmage. And no matter what, with that fake, your first step is up into the line of scrimmage. Then you got to backtrack and get back into pass coverage.
Avion Cason in the backfield for the Cowboys. He's the speedster. He follows Richie Anderson. Tried to turn it upfield. The Eagles had it covered beautifully. Led by Carlos Emmons, the outside linebacker, number 51.
I think Cason is a guy, Sam, that they want to get play against the Eagles, because the Eagles are pretty stout in the middle of the field. So, and Dallas runs to the middle of the field because they have Troy Hambrick and a big offensive line, and they run right downhill right at you. Well, it's a pretty good matchup. It's like toughness against toughness. So Casey comes into the fold because they want to see if they can get to the perimeter with number 23 and use some of the speed that he has to get to the outside.
3 wide receivers in for Dallas with Anderson in the backfield. Fake the end around. Kalu chasing Carter. The pass too high, tipped, and intercepted by Troy Vincent. Beautiful play by Vincent on the tip ball, and the Eagles take over on the Cowboy turnover. And that is something Bill Parcells wanted to desperately avoid, was turnovers.
Well, this is the rollout. Remember I told you about they move the pocket? This is the dash pass, but this pass gets tipped right there, and then again. Michael Lewis got a hand on it, but a linebacker got a hand on it right there. That's Nate Wayne. He's the one who tipped that ball initially, tipped it up in the air, and then Michael Lewis got it, and finally Troy Vincent.
Vincent's second interception of the season, the 5th thrown by Quincy Carter. The Eagles from their 46. McNabb steps up, in trouble. Running and throwing, and it's incomplete. Intended for Todd Pinkston. Double covered by Roy Williams and Terrence Newman.
I got to tell you, Sam, that the pass rush for Dallas is all over. Absolutely all over. Leroy Glover was there. Greg Ellis was there. The pass rush. Donovan McNabb didn't even get his feet planted on the ground, and there was rush was in his face. Now, the coverage was good downfield, but coverage you contend with after you block them up front. If you can't block the pass rush up front, nothing else matters in the pass play.
McNabb 1 for 5. Hands to Westbrook. Little hole. It's closed in a hurry. Good job by Darren Woodson. One thing about the Cowboys, they're pretty good tacklers. Woodson, Williams.
Oh, Woodson and Williams, they're not just okay tacklers, they're great tacklers. Here's Woodson. He's coming into the mix right here. He's going to be folding in. He's right there. See him come in here and get the bang on him? Those guys, they like being physical. Williams sometimes can be a little bit of a liability. He gets up in there so fast. But even their new rookie, Terrence Newman, outside likes to be a part of the action.
3 wide receivers for the Eagles to the left side. McNabb's pass batted down by Dale-Roy Stewart, the second-year man out of Southern Mississippi. In on the passing situation, got the big arm up and batted McNabb's pass down. McNabb now 1 for 6 in the game.
Right now, the Dallas front is being more physical than Philadelphia. Plain and simple. They're beating their pass protection. They're applying pressure. They're closing the pocket.
Third punt of the game for Dirk Johnson. This is a low wobbler. Bounces down at the 16, rolls toward the end zone, and rolls out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Thus far, The punting has been outstanding for the Eagles because it's pinned the Cowboys back deep in their own territory. 49-yard punt, no return. But the Cowboys lead thanks to a 37-yard kickoff return for a touchdown.
They're competing. They bought into what he's saying. And he does a great job of explaining what he wants and why he wants it.
Cowboys come in with two tight ends. Campbell shifts back in the backfield. Hambrick carries. And Hollis Thomas is right there to smack him at the 6-yard line.
Both defenses are playing very physical. And that's, you know, when you have a rivalry and you have all the components and all the everybody talks about offense, but the people that don't get talked about and the people that get the angriest listening all week to all the Joey Galloway, Donovan McNabb, right, are the defenders. They actually get angry. They read all the newspaper clippings, and nobody writes about Hollis Thomas or Darwin Walker or Dale Ray Stewart, and those guys get angry. And it's showing up right here in this rivalry.
Hambrick splits out to the left side. Richie Anderson in the backfield takes the handoff, trying to cut it back, but they whistle the play dead. The flag gets a false start on the Cowboys.
Number 65, offense. Half the distance to the goal. Still second down.
That's against Andre Garrod, the second-year man out of Colorado. Cowboys are without a couple of tight ends. Jason Witten, who had his jaw broken in the game last week by Ronald McKinnon of Arizona. McKinnon got fined $7,500 for the hit. He's out probably about 10 days. James Whalen is also out, though he did practice some this week. Hambrick and Anderson in the backfield. Campbell shifts to the right side. Carter being rushed, gets out of the end zone and gets up close to the 10-yard line. Mark Semino takes him down.
How about that move? How about that little jitterbug move? Hollis Thomas came with the pressure right up to the side, and it looked like it could have been a safety. Quincy Carter, Hollis Thomas just lost like 50 pounds. Watch Hollis Thomas right here. This offseason, he lost 50 pounds, but he's going to feel like he needs to lose another 30 with that move right there by Quincy Carter.
Hollis Thomas went to a nutritionist and a workout specialist. Well, he came to the first minicamp. He weighed close to 400 pounds. They said he lost one body. Still has one left. An 8-year-old. Have to get to the 20 for a first down. Carter throws incomplete. Intended for Terry Glenn. He was open, but that was not a well-thrown ball.
And for Dallas, you know, they're not getting the yards they need out of their run game right now. They need to average about 4 to 5 yards a run for this offense to continue to grow, like to take the next step for Quincy Carter, because then off the run fakes, that's when the play action comes, and that's when you can do so many other things. But if you can't get the run game going, you're going to see more plays like that one right there.
And they're not getting out of this bad field position. They're not putting together any first downs. So Goen is kicking from his end zone again. His second punt. This one's a good one. Westbrook from the 42. He's got room to return. Slammed by 3 Cowboys. Big hit by Brady James. 48-yard punt. 8-yard return. Once again, Eagles good field position. They'll start at the Cowboys 47. One thing about people who play or coach for Bill Parcells, they stick with him. Terry Glenn played for Bill Parcells in New England, and he's back with him. Ryan Young played for Bill Parcells with the New York Jets, and he's back with him. And then Richie Anderson, the versatile back. Great pass receiver, good blocker. 11 years with the Jets, signed with the Dallas Cowboys to be with Bill Parcells. Called it a no-brainer.
That speaks volumes given the record over the last 3 years for the Cowboys.
Play fake, 3 wide receivers for the Eagles. McNabb rolling, faking, nobody open, gets rid of it. To the tight end, Chad Lewis. It was about a ball that was thrown 2 yards in distance, and Lewis took it to the 38-yard line, very close to a first down. Big pressure by Greg Ellis again.
Well, that play right there was to soften up the defense a little bit, to loosen them up. You know, it's almost as if they knew where Donovan McNabb was going to be in the first quarter. Hey, he's going to be right there in the pocket. 3-step, 5-step drops. Let's come at him with all kinds of pressure. And that's what Mike Zimmer did. Now Andy Reid's made an adjustment. He said, okay, I got to loosen these guys up because they're all over my quarterback. Let's start this out with a little rollout pass and get them on their heels some.
Two tight ends in. Chad Lewis in motion. Westbrook in the backfield. It's Westbrook carrying. And the Cowboys are there. Throw for a loss.
Willie played.
Oh, what penetration by the Cowboys up front.
Yeah, they got this guy. They paid him like a T-bone for a signing bonus. And look at the job he's. They didn't even think he was going to make the team. But look again where the line of scrimmage is. It's back here. He's playing defense on the other side of the ball in the backfield of Philadelphia. And when you have that, everything else has to bounce somewhere else, and then your pursuit comes.
What you didn't say is it was a 48-ounce T-ball.
Well, give him another one after the game because he's getting off right now.
3rd and 4. McNabb in trouble again. Rolling, throwing, batted away by Terrence Newman. Intended for James Thrash. If McNabb gets open to throw, his receivers are covered.
You're exactly right, Sam. And I have said this about Philadelphia for the last 3 or 4 years now, is that the receivers do not get open. I don't understand this. Terrence Newman has the tight end shut down. I'm sorry, Thrash shut down. And downfield, the coverage was just as tight.
4th punt, 4 possessions in excellent field position for the Eagles, and they just haven't been able to muster anything offensively. Good high punt by Dirk Johnson. Fair catch, Zuriel Smith at the 13-yard line. Well, we've got a good battle here in the NFC East, but we have got a couple of battles in baseball, and it's coming up right after football. Down to Florida. Cubs could go to the World Series if they can win today. It's Game 5. They're up 3-1. Tonight, the Yankees, after the brawl-filled game yesterday afternoon, have a 2-1 lead on the Red Sox. 7:30 on Fox. We've got it covered. October belongs to Fox, and you've got to stay with us. Zambrano and Beckett, Game 5 in Florida. That's the game coming up right after football.
That Yankees-Boston. Now, that's a roller quarters game if I ever saw one.
I'm glad you weren't in the bullpen.
Oh, yeah, the fans, the people, the tension. And that's when you got to get the roller quarters, Sam, and put them in your fist and go to that game.
From the 13, Anderson and Hambrick in the backfield. Troy Hambrick trying to take it outside. Nate Wayne, nice tackle.
You know, Richie Anderson, we talked about Bill Parcells guys, being a Parcells guy. The decision he made, he said it, you just threw it in there real quick, but emphasized it a little bit. He said it was a no-brainer to come to Dallas. Now, and you're an athlete, and you're in the National Football League, and you're a free agent, and you have options out there. And to say it's a no-brainer to come to Dallas because Bill Parcells is coming there, now you talk about belief, that's an enormous amount of belief given Cowboys' record of the last 3 years.
Eagles come with a blitz. Avion Kason takes the handoff. There's nothing there. Good play up front. Nate Wayne leading the way. You know, we talked about Semino coming over, but Nate Wayne coming over from Green Bay. That's been a good addition for the Eagles.
Well, that was a contract deal. Nate Wayne's contract deal. They got messed it up there, and then Philly was able to get him to come down. And that's been a fine pickup at the will linebacker position, which the will linebacker position's the weak side. You're not over the tight end, and you're stacked behind defensive linemen, and you flow to the ball. And he is a great tackler. And so being able to move behind all that traffic and get to the ball and tackle, that's why he's so good on his team.
3rd and 9. They stop the play. Flags go down. Troy Vincent. Let's see what happened here. The discussion goes on. And we'll check out the flags. Ron Blum.
I think Troy Vincent got a little anxious.
Where the ball being snapped. Encroachment. Number 23. Defense. 5 yards. Repeat 3rd down.
Something you don't often see from a 12-year veteran.
Well, you know, see, what it was is, that's exactly some things you see from a 12-year veteran. Because you see that little short motion. He knows that when they do the little short motion and they turn to the field that they're going to snap the ball. And he tried to get that jump on the short motion, but the ball wasn't snapped.
Dallas with 3 wide receivers. They have to get to the 24 for a first down. Carter gets time and completes to Terry Glenn right at the first down marker, and it is a first down. Sheldon Brown took him down.
I'll tell you what, it's where the body is. It's not like the end zone. You know, it's not like the end zone. You don't need to get the ball over some particular plane. But Sheldon Brown came up and just, that's how you play defense with teams and receivers on the short passing game. You don't let them get anything after the catch. If they want, hey, you want to get 3 yards, I'll give you 3 yards, and you're going to pay for it. And that's exactly what Sheldon Brown did.
He's done a good job in the absence of Bobby Taylor.
The no-name.
Troy Vincent back, Lito Shepherd still in, and Brown shaken up a little bit. Michael Lewis and the no-names.
Yeah.
You know, you go to the Eagles website on your computer, and they've got this whole musical thing. Michael Lewis and the no-names.
Whatchamacallit, that guy.
Who's that guy again? What's his name? What's his name?
Number 20-something.
On first down, the play fake, Carter. Plenty of time. Goes deep. Looking for Galloway. Dropped it. That was a perfectly thrown ball. Troy Vincent jumped up at the last minute. May have distracted Galloway a little bit.
Well, you know, he's looking back up there. You see the field? You see where it's shaded on this side? Now Joey's pattern came into the side where the sun is actually shining. The field is shaded for the majority of it, the most part of it. But see, you know, the stadium here, Texas Stadium, and the shadows that come. Well, he ran his out route. See that? He ran his out route right over here and had to look back up into the sun.
Second and 10. Final seconds of the first quarter. Here's Alexander Richie Anderson, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Tough to run against this Eagles defense. Hollis Thomas the tackle. First play of the game, the Cowboys returned an onside kick attempt, 37 yards for a touchdown. That's all the scoring. Cowboys lead the Eagles 7-0. This is an old-fashioned NFC East Rock'em Sock'em battle between the Cowboys and the Eagles. Cowboys leading 7-0 as we start the second quarter. The pass by Carter off the hands of Joey Galloway. Troy Vincent was covering on the play. Well, if you like defense, what a defensive battle this has been. Both of these defenses playing hard and tough.
Well, especially in the interior line. I mean, that's the thing, because for Dallas, everything starts offensively with the run game. And they haven't gotten that going. I mean, the secondary is shutting down the receivers because the run game hasn't been going, and they haven't been able to get the play action going. Joey Galloway's big drop, that's cost Dallas as well.
Toby Goen will punt. Brian Westbrook deep for the Eagles. Eagles have had the big edge in field position, but haven't been able to take advantage. Goen's punt. Westbrook waits for a fair catch, takes it at the 44. Thus far, the big play as far as points are concerned, first play of the game. Eagles kicking off, onside kick try by David Akers, taken by Randall Williams, and he takes it in 37 yards. Put Dallas on the scoreboard 3 seconds into the game.
Let me just say, you saw that ball didn't go the 10 yards it needed to go for Philadelphia to recover. 2 years ago, that was the same position, the same place they did the onside kick. 2 years ago, they had a different turf in here, and it bounced differently than it did today.
On first down, short drop. The pass complete to Thrash. He's out of bounds across midfield at the Dallas 49-yard line. The Eagles starting field position the last 4 times, Billy, from their 49, their 46, their 40, the Dallas 47, and their 45. Great field position, and they haven't been able to take advantage of it.
The only thing they've been able to do is punt.
That's right. Sorry, Bill. Go ahead.
Andy Reid's plan here for Donovan McNabb and the offense isn't coming to fruition at all.
Westbrook behind John Ritchie. There's a good hold. He breaks through. Across the 30, tripped up by Roy Williams. Beautiful run by Brian Westbrook, and you said at the top, he's the home run man. He's the guy that can break it.
Take a look at the fullback, John Ritchie. I love this guy. That's him right there. Now watch what he does when he gets to the perimeter out here, and watch the blocks. He throws the spring net right there. He takes out Coakley, and that springs the corner. Look at 48. I love the way that guy plays the game. You know, he's a throwback kind of guy. His specialty is just putting his head on somebody and getting into their body and blowing it up.
21-yard pickup for Westbrook, who's Staley in there now. Goes straight ahead across the 25. Eric Abagu, number 90, in a defensive end. on the stop along with the middle linebacker, Dad Wynn.
You know, I always tease Randy, and he hates to run the football. I said, how could you be an offensive lineman and hate to run the football?
It's against his religion.
Yeah, he just wants to throw. But you know what? When all else fails, and I'll say this to anybody that's involved with the West Coast offense or passing game or the coaching passing gurus, when all else fails, line up and run the football.
Not running here. Westbrook split out wide to the left side. McNabb short drop throws, completes down to the 20-yard line to the rookie tight end, L.J. Smith, the rookie out of Rutgers. They really like him. McNabb first quarter struggling with his passing. Too long for Pinkston. Wide of Pinkston. Again wide of Thrash. And that one knocked down. Tough start to the game for Donovan McNabb. Third and short at the 20-yard line. Two tight ends in. McNabb in trouble. Finds an opening. Dives. The ball pops loose. It's recovered by the Cowboys. It's ruled down. It was ruled down by the officials. And it looks to be at the 17-yard line. It'll be enough for a Philly first down. First down, Eagles. That win with the tackle on Donovan McNabb. And again, down by contact, cannot be challenged.
Well, and I was surprised that they came in so fast as to rule down by contact. But right there, you can clearly see that he's down and touched down. Knee down, defender touching him, down.
First down, Eagles at the Dallas 17. Thrash in motion, straight ahead Buckhalter with a 15-yard line. Andy Reid, what's your thoughts about the rotation of three running backs? Westbrook, Buckhalter, and Staley.
Well, I think that the most explosive guy, as we talked about, is, of course, Westbrook. And Deuce Staley has done a number of things well for him. But you see, he has a good feel. Deuce has a good feel for running. Because it's not always the fastest running back that is the best running back when it comes to running the football. And Deuce is a guy that brings vision to it. And I think of Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen, what is he, 4'8" guy maybe? But his vision and his running ability and how he waited on his blocks made him a great runner.
Three wide receivers in for the Eagles. The toss is to Westbrook, trying to take it outside. Gets down close to the 10-yard line. Flag comes in. Check it out. Looks like a holding coming up. And it's against the Dallas Cowboys. That will give the Eagles a first down.
Well, the defensive line for Dallas does a pretty good job of tying up the offensive linemen so that they can allow Dexter Coakley and Dat Wynn, undersized linebackers, a little bit more time.
Holding, number 64, defense, 5 yards. It's enforced from the end of the run. It's an automatic first down.
That's on Dale Stewart.
Here's 64, right? See the grip he has right here? And that's holding up them to get to the linebacker. See that grip he has on his hand? He's doing his job as it's drawn up in the scheme of the defense. But it's a league emphasis this year, and that's what they want to. They want the lineman to be able to get to the next level to the linebacker.
L.J. Smith in motion, two tight ends in on first and goal. McNabb rolling, looking, throwing it away. Nobody open. Todd Pinkston in the area, but the pass way overthrown.
You know, when they get down here, the Eagles, they miss the productivity they had in the last couple years out of the tight end position. They miss a guy that can get open and shake somebody, a physical receiver. They don't have that. And their best weapon is usually a draw or something like that to Donovan McNabb, or a draw to the running back.
They've had only one passing touchdown this season. It's Westbrook behind Rich. He turns the corner. He's in. Touchdown. Brian Westbrook
Same play they made before behind Richie.
His third touchdown of the season. And this time the Eagles did capitalize on the good field position. A 55-yard drive, and Westbrook coming up with the key plays. The 21-yard run and the touchdown run.
Well, you remember the last call, the penalty? So the defensive lineman couldn't grab the offensive lineman. The offensive lineman got up onto the linebackers because the defensive linemen weren't able to hold them up, and that gave them the corner.
David Akers for the extra point. And the Eagles have tied the game. 4 minutes, 40 seconds into the second quarter. Brian Westbrook, his 7th carry of the game. It's good for 5 yards and a touchdown as he broke the tackle attempt of Terrence Newman. The Eagles have tied the Cowboys.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by Chrysler Pacifica, well beyond the SUV. By Computer Associates, the software that manages e-business. By Visa, if you love the NFL, it's everywhere you want to be. And by Viagra. Ask your doctor if Viagra is right for you.
Smart play call for Andy Reid. Go outside after they just threw the defensive holding penalty. Watch. Greg Ellis can't tie up Runyon right here. So Runyon is able to get up. Watch him get a hand on Dexter Coakley and knock him down. Smart play call. They just got called for defensive holding. Let's run outside on them because they won't do it again.
Akers kickoff. Uriel Smith from the 9. Tulane gets across the 30 to the 32 where he's brought down by Ike Reese. Best starting field position of the game for the Dallas Cowboys. Bill Parcells calls the plays, but those two men help him out. The offensive coordinator on the left, Maurice Carthon, and Sean Payton, the former Giants assistant coach. Payton is assistant head coach and quarterbacks coach, and Carthon has been with Bill Parcells as a player and assistant coach. On first down, Carter drops it off to Troy Hamrick. Cuts back to the middle of the field. Gets up close to the 40-yard line where Mark Semino takes him down. Quincy Carter 4 for 8 thus far in the game. The Cowboys have rushed 9 times for a total of 16 yards.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough for their offense as a whole. And this offense doesn't need to have a 150-yard rushing game all the time, but they need to have a good rush average. They need to have about 4 yards of rush.
Hamrick and Anderson in the backfield. Terry Glenn in motion. 3 wide receivers in. Blitz coming. First down. Up to the 45.
For Jim Johnson, that's the game he's going to have to play. Because when you do a lot of maximum protection or 7-man protection, it's hard to run a blitz. And when you run a blitz and it gets picked up, then you're 1 man short downfield. And you don't like to get into that situation when you have a Terry Glenn, a Galloway. See the blitz get picked up in here? And so it gets picked up, and now there's no pressure, and the quarterback has time to make the plays. When you have Joey Galloway, Terry Glenn, and Antonio Bryant, you don't like that situation.
On first down, the play fake. Tries to screen pass to Anderson. Couple of blockers there, but Andy Kalu breaks it up. Outstanding play and a slow developing screen pass.
Well, he sniffed that out. I mean, that's an outstanding job by M.D. Kalu. You know, Quincy Carter taking the pressure off him and making his game simpler. You get a running game going, you know? You use that big offensive line, and then you roll the ball. Your rollouts, bootlegs, things of that nature. Play action, maximum protect, and then around the midfield, right about here, you take a shot. You take your trick play shots.
Avion Cason carrying. On second down, short gain. Cason the change of pace back, but they need to get him a little room. Opening day, he had the big run for the touchdown, 63 yards.
I think that was a broken play. I think that was supposed to be the shot. Yeah, that just looked like a broken play to me.
Earlier, the pass reception for Terry Glenn, his third of the game, was his 400th career reception. Cowboys also have Gennaro DiNapoli, former Tennessee Titan, in at center as they rotate their centers. And there and DiNapoli. Carter throws for Glenn. with Nate Wayne bringing him down. But a leaping grab by Terry Glenn.
Well, again, this is for Jim Johnson. How can you blitz against anything like this? These two backs, look at them, split out there. They stay in. They're not even in the pass routes. They get a chip here, they get a chip there, and then they go downfield. And Bill Parcells says, you know, at this part of the field right here, let's go for it.
Yep. They're 1 for 3 on 4th down tries this season.
And that's a Bill Parcells MO right there. That's exactly something that has followed him throughout his coaching career. You get in a situation like this right about here, let's go for it.
Hambrick and Jamar Martin in the backfield. 2 tight ends in on 4th and 1. Quarterback sneak. It's going to be close. This will be very close.
First ball.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Did you hear the cheer of the crowd?
The ball's on that line.
Hey.
Andre Garrod and Ryan Young led the blocking up front. They'll bring out the chains to measure.
First down.
Yeah, Bill's not so sure. You can see him a little nervous there. And you got it. Half a football.
Take a look. That's a Bill Parcells MO, and that's a Bill Parcells guy, Ryan Young. Take a look at him. He's going to get the push over the top and then get up on the linebacker as well. And that little combo block very quickly. That's a tough block for an offensive lineman in short yardage. You know, you're stacked up there about 1 inch, 2 inches apart, nose to nose with people. And you got to get a push and then get up on the backer.
Hambrick splits wide left on 1st down. Carter rolls and throws through the hands of Joey Galloway.
Somebody get Joey Galloway some stickum, will you?
Let's find out what's happening. Tampa Bay and Washington. JB.
Hey, Sam, we'll take a look at the NFC's highest-rated quarterback, Brad Johnson, on the play action, hooking up with Todd Yoder, capitalizing, culminating a 16-play, 85-yard drive with a 7-3 Tampa on top of Washington. Back to Sam Rosen and Bill Maas.
Thank you, JB. And, you know, I caught the pregame show this morning, and Howie was talking about pretty boys, you know, the pretty boy quarterback, and how pretty boy quarterbacks need protection. You got to protect. You need to have 7 men in there, 8 men in there protecting the pretty boy. That's exactly what Bill Parcells is doing with Quincy Carter.
They've got Kayson in the backfield. Carter looking for a screen. It doesn't develop. It was just broken up. Outstanding plays by the Eagles. They're reading the screen beautifully. Kayson caught the ball, but there's no gain on the play.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because they play action so much that when they do finally run set, pass set, see that? They said, come on, guys, you're not passing the ball. I know it's a screen. The Cowboys run block on every single down. Whether it's a pass or not, they run block because they play action pass. Okay, they don't have 5-set drop. So on that, when they show pass protection real quick, the Eagles defense know it's a screen because they don't pass the ball.
3rd and 11. Blitz is on. Carter gets away and looks to throw long. Way downfield for Glenn. And it was incomplete. It was picked off by Clinton Hart. He caught the ball, but he was out of bounds. It was across the end line. What a grab by Hart.
You know, I thought that might have been intercepted. I think that was
I wonder if this will be challenged.
Oh, what an unbelievable athletic catch by Clinton Hart. Under tremendous amount of pressure, Quincy Carter is. He has a man deep behind everybody and throws that thing up to Terry Glenn. One-handed snag, pulled it out of bounds.
Yeah, second foot came down outside.
Yep.
The officials are still discussing it. So it'll be interesting to see if they change their ruling. The initial ruling was incomplete.
As the ball was intercepted and the defensive player dragged the second foot for an interception, it's a touchback.
So they changed the ruling after the discussion. They rule it an interception now.
That's all right. Bill Parcells is probably going to throw the flag here.
Let's see if the Cowboys do challenge. The ball up in the air. The grab.
He's out.
1.
Out of bounds.
As we left you and went to commercial, Bill Parcells pulled out the red flag and said, we're challenging that call. The ruling on the field is an interception. There is Clinton Hart, former baseball player.
Not possession. Possession. Now it's possession.
Second foot.
First foot, actually. He's out, I believe. You have to control that ball, and one hand standing straight out isn't exactly control. You got to pull it into the body. First or second foot, no matter what. Yeah. He's out of bounds. It was good all the way around. It was good mechanics. They made the right call because you can challenge it because it is the end zone. It's a great challenge. It was good all the way around.
So the referee will take a look. The Eagles, Clinton Hart, he has been a find for them. This is a first-year man out of Central Florida Community College, and what a road he took to the NFL, Bill. Arena 2, Arena 1, NFL Europe where he didn't start. He was a running back on the scout team last year for the Eagles. And here he is starting in the NFL with the injuries.
And you know what they say? They say he's the best athlete in the secondary. So, you know, sometimes all those roads you take isn't a bad thing if you have the athletic ability and the smarts to overcome it. He got a chance. You take a look at the defense right there. See that, Sam? See where they're at? They're not sitting on the bench.
Right. They're ready to come back on the field.
They're creeping out here onto the field slowly. Now look at the offense. Philly's offense. They're out there. Some helmets are off. They're taking a knee. That's just, see, that's posturing. Well, we're going to stay out here because we're going to act like it's our ball. But in actuality, they know it's not their ball, and the defense is ready to come back out in the field.
And here will be
after reviewing the play, the defensive player's left foot came down inbounds. His right foot came down out of bounds. It's an incompleted forward pass. It'll be fourth down at the Philadelphia 45-yard line. Dallas is not charged the timeout.
A great play by Hart. Terry Glenn, the intended receiver. There's the second foot coming down outside across the end line. So it's incomplete. It brings up 4th and 11 for the Cowboys.
You know what the thing about it is, though? All that and the challenges and everything, I think everybody forgot that, all in all, it's still going to be 4th down and you got a punt. I mean, that was like a punt anyhow. They got the ball to the 20.
Line, 4th down.
But certainly for the Cowboys, if they can pin the Eagles inside their 10, they prefer that than giving the Eagles the ball at the 20-yard line.
Well, that's being very, very optimistic, Sam. But how about if they bust one for a touchdown?
We'll see what happens. That's all possible. 4th punt of the game for Toby Goin. Game tied at 7. Owen up in the air. Fair catch, wave 4. And the Eagles will have it at the 11-yard line. So the Cowboys on the challenge gain 9 yards. The game remains tied, and we'll be right back. The great Dallas Cowboys defensive lineman, one-time linebacker as well, Randy White here, because at halftime they will honor Beck Schramm and induct him into the Ring of Honor here in Dallas. Eagles start from their 12-yard line. McNabb checking off. He's Staley. Runs in the wall and is shoved back. Leroy Glover leading the defensive charge for the Cowboys.
You know, you talk about Leroy Glover, and he's a guy that's really been benefiting in this defense with the addition of Willie Blade. He's an undersized guy and always has been. He struggles to be 280, 285 pounds, and he's only 6'2". But when he first signed with Dallas, he sat down with Randy White. And Randy White, as you remember, you mentioned he was a linebacker. He was an undersized defensive tackle. And Randy told him, hey, you know, you've got to do different things. You've got to find this and try this and be explosive. Jump into things, jump around things, use your hands, and technique is so very, very important.
McNabb completing that pass to James Thrash up to the 15-yard line. Thus far in the game, the Cowboys have 85 yards. Make that the Eagles have 85 yards total offense. The Cowboys 65 yards. A battle of the defenses. 5 defensive backs in for the Cowboys. Delroy Stewart is in at defensive tackle. Crowd getting loud as the Eagles have to get to the 22 for a first down. Eagles with 3 wide receivers. Westbrook in the backfield. Cowboys show blitz. Here it comes. McNabb throws high, incomplete off the hands of Todd Pinkston.
And more teams are doing this to the Philadelphia Eagles. They are going to come at you. They're going to stack you in the box. They'll shut down your run game, and they will blitz you and try to get to your quarterback and say, Donovan McNabb, beat us.
He's 5 for 13 for 51 yards.
That's not beating.
Dirk Johnson, 5th punt of the game. It's a beauty. Way back goes Zuriel Smith for the 25. They've outkicked the coverage. No, the Eagles get down there and stop Smith at the 32-yard line. 5.1 seconds hang time. A 60-yard punt by Dirk Johnson. 7-yard return.
That's a boom. You take a look at Donovan McNabb and his numbers against the blitz this year and where he's at. They're getting to him. They're being effective. And I think a lot of the reason is, Sam, is because Philadelphia hasn't been able to run the ball well. He's not that accurate of a passer downfield. And there's a guy.
He's a great quarterback. The great Roger Staubach in attendance here. From the 33, Quincy Carter fakes the handoff. Under pressure from Miles Thomas, he gets away. Slides at the 41-yard line. Picked up 8 on the play. Pretty nimble on that play was Quincy Carter.
That's the probably biggest run of the day.
Could be.
Darn close to it anyhow.
For the Cowboys, you're right. Anderson and Hambrick in the backfield. Hambrick in motion. Anderson slipped a man and another. Turns it into a first down run. Straight ahead. Nate Wayne finally took him down, but Anderson broke a couple of tackles.
One in particular in the backfield by Corey Simon. Corey Simon was in their backfield very quickly. And you know, if you look at Richie, if you look at the guys, the way they run, watch this. Watch Richie Anderson. His strength is down low. He has huge thighs, big hips. You know, he's got that skinny torso and upper body and the arms, but all his strength and power are from the waist down.
And then Dan Campbell shifting. Avion Cason behind Anderson. Good block. Short pickup to midfield. Pick up about 3 on the play. Coming down to the 2-minute warning, the Cowboys have run for only 37 yards in the game. There's your buddy Tony Dorsett.
Hawk. This is an old-fashioned NFC East game.
Next week on the NFL on Fox, check out the Green Bay Packers at the St. Louis Rams. Packers are leading today over Kansas City. Other games, Tampa Bay will be at San Francisco, Washington at Buffalo. Dallas will be in Detroit. Mark Bulger and Brett Favre. That'll be a nice matchup. The great veteran against the young up-and-coming quarterback of the Rams. On second down, just across midfield. Carter gets time. Gets rid of it, but throws it wide of Terry Glenn. The accuracy for Quincy Carter has not been there today.
No, that was all Quincy Carter's fault. Terry Glenn was wide open. Great protection by everybody. The line, the tight ends, the back, everybody that helped out. Perfect route by Terry Glenn, and Quincy Carter just missed the throw. 8 of 15 for 46 yards and an interception so far for Quincy Carter.
Cowboys have to get to the Eagles 43. Cowboys scored on the first play of the game. If you joined us late, an onside kick try by the Eagles was grabbed by Randall Williams. He ran it in 37 yards for a Cowboys touchdown. The Eagles came back to tie it. 55 yards drive capped off by a Brian Westbrook run. The Eagles called timeout just before that play ran off. I think they were changing players at the last second, trying to get the right personnel in there. And I think Andy Reid is wondering, did we call timeout? He's talking to Ron Blum. He's trying to find out who called the timeout.
I didn't see any of the Philadelphia Eagles call timeout.
Somebody did. They've been charged with a timeout, and that's their final timeout of the half. Johnson, the defensive coordinator. Both defenses have been outstanding in this game. Jim Johnson on the Eagles side, Mike Zimmer on the Cowboys side. Eagles have had good field position in this first half and only been able to take advantage one time. Now they go empty backfield. Cason and Anderson, the running backs, are split out wide. Out of the shotgun on 3rd down. Carter gets time, and it's through the hands. That one dropped by Terry Glenn. So then when he throws a good pass, they don't hang on.
Joey Galloway's had 2 drops today. The ball was on the money, and also Terry Glenn right there. And that was going to be a lot of yards if Terry had caught that, because he was on the move. That ball was perfectly thrown, right on the money, in stride, and body catch. You know, they tell you got to catch those things with your hands. If you catch it with the body, that ball bounces off the shoulder pads. 4 drops for the Cowboys. Galloway's had a few, and Terry Glenn just had one there. 5th punt of the game for Toby Goen, and this is a good one. Way up in the air. Fair catch, way 4. Westbrook lets it bounce inside the 5, and bounce at the 2. How about that one? Bill Parcells says, keep the foot in football. Your punter can be a weapon. He was a weapon there. Mike Ducey is our field reporter today. Mike, what do you have on the sideline?
All right, we're here with Cowboys Hall of Famer Tony Dorsett, a member of the Ring of Honor. Tex Schramm will be inducted here at halftime. What made Tex so special and so instrumental to the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, I think his passion for making the Dallas Cowboys a household name worldwide. But not only the Dallas Cowboys, the passion and love that he had for the National Football League as a whole. So him being recognized this afternoon is really going to make it that much more of an honor and respect for the guys that are already up there.
Tony Dorsett, thank you. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Mike. From the 1.5-yard line, Westbrook gets out of the end zone. Remember, the Cowboys had 2 safeties against the Arizona Cardinals deep in that same end zone last week.
And they just called a timeout very fast. 10 guys all jumped up, hammering timeout for Dallas Cowboys. They want another crack at it.
Oh, yeah.
They want another crack before halftime to put some points on the board.
Bill Parcells has always been a good clock management coach throughout his career.
He's detailed. And there's nothing that gets left unattended to with Bill Parcells. The players talk about it. The coaches talk about it. I've had front office people come walk by me here in Dallas say they've never been around a guy like it.
Well, one thing he's told his players, they'll never have the excuse the coach didn't have us prepared. 7-7. The Eagles have the ball on their just across the 2-yard line. Deuce Staley and John Ritchie in the backfield for the Eagles. Play fake. McNabb throws. Incomplete. Did he slip? I think he slipped in the end zone, Bill, when he released it. I know that he wasn't hit.
Well, I can tell you, I know this much, and I was surprised. He's wearing cleats, and this is AstroTurf. You see him, he slipped. He did. His front foot just absolutely slipped. Now, his ankle's been bothering, the same ankle that he broke last year. But see how these guys have tennis shoes on? He has cleats. And this is an AstroTurf field. And I don't know how much traction you can get with that.
Have to get to the 12 for a first down. Short drop and a throw. Too high.
Look at the feet. That's all you have to do is look at the feet with Donovan McNabb, and when they're moving like that, that ball is sailing.
And look at the time left on the clock. 1:28. Dallas will get the ball back.
Watch his feet. They're up and down, and they're jittery, and then he throws the ball. He never actually plants and throws. The feet are always chopping and moving as the pressure's. He's taking a lot of hits.
Now the first-year punter, Dirk Johnson, deep in his own end zone. Gets it away quickly. Good punt. Zuriel Smith from the 47. Avoids one man, not another. Oh, terrific play by Troy Morey. Ball comes loose. And the Cowboys recover. 50-yard punt by Dirk Johnson. 6-yard return.
With those two incomplete passes, Sam, as you take a look at Zuriel Smith.
That was Morey with a great tackle, and the
ball's
ball
out, fumble.
And it's Randall Williams who scored the touchdown who recovered it.
He's going to get a special teams ball. But you know the thing about it is, Sam, is those two passes by Donovan McNabb, those two incomplete passes by Donovan McNabb, made Dallas not have to use timeouts. So they're sitting here at the 50-yard line with 2 timeouts left.
And plenty of time on the clock. 1:19. Game time.
3 wides.
The draw play. Avion Cason cuts it outside. Nice move by Cason down the 32-yard line. Lato Shepard on the stop. But the quickness of Avion Cason. Can't be a full-time back. They feel he's too small for that, but he's got great quickness.
And spread you out, too. Count them in the box here. Well, right now, but look. They spread you out. They make you go nickel. Now you only have 6 men in the box. With Dallas's big offensive line, 6 against 6, they'll take that every time.
19-yard pickup from the 32 on first down. Carter waiting, being rushed. Michael Lewis on the sack. The safety came late.
Big.
Carter calls timeout. He had time initially, but then Lewis got him.
I'll tell you how big that just took him out of field goal range, I believe. Bring 2 to the weak side and watch the pressure it puts on the running back. Bring Clemens inside, 1 and 2. There's 2. Michael Lewis cleaning up the mess. Watch him come to the outside. There's 1, there's 2, and Hamburg had to choose between them. That's too many to the weak side where you have one back protected. Now, when you slide your line to one side, you always bring your back over to the other side to protect anything that comes weak side. And when you do that, defenses, you study film, you get to know that. Jim Johnson knew what they were going to do if they slid that way. He set it up and brought 2 and made Hamburg make a decision. Lewis cleaned it up.
First sack of the game for the Eagles. On second down, the handoff inside. Cason gets to the 40-yard line with the clock running. Cowboys still have 1 timeout, and they use it. Don't forget the Visa halftime report is coming up next. JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy will have scores and highlights from around the league. We've got the new and improved Fox Sports ticker to keep you up to the second with stats from around the league. So stay tuned for the Visa halftime report. Don't forget, following football, it's baseball. Playoff baseball, the National League Championship Series. Game 5 for the Chicago Cubs at the Florida Marlins. And then tonight at 7:30 Eastern, it's the Yankees and Red Sox. Game 4 of their series. So here's a big 3rd down play for Dallas.
I think, obviously, you don't even think about the first down here. I think you try to 8 to 10 yards back and get the field goal.
Hambrick and Anderson in the backfield, protecting Quincy Carter. Nobody open. Looking. Running for it. 35 out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. It'll bring up about a 50-yard, maybe 51-yard field goal attempt for Billy Cundiff.
Well, yeah, they max protected. They kept everybody in. Everybody in. And that was only a 2-receiver route. There was only 2 receivers in route, and that was Terry Glenn and Joey Galloway. And they were covered very well by Philadelphia. And that's why Quincy Carter couldn't go anywhere with the ball. But I think he picked up enough yards right here to get him 3.
Toby Goen will hold. The long snapper is Jeff Robinson. It will be a 51-yard field goal try for Billy Cundiff.
52 is his long bar this year.
Gets it away. It's got the distance. It's right through. Billy Cundiff, whose shoe is in Canton, Ohio. When he kicked 7 field goals against the Giants, the Hall of Fame called up, said, "Send us your shoe."
Come on.
They did. It's there. You
His
can go
shoes
see
in the Hall of
His
Fame.
shoes in the Hall of Fame. He tied the NFL record with 7 that night. He kicks a 51-yard field goal, and the Cowboys have a 10-7 lead.
It must be in the kicker's wing.
Is there a kicker's wing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's just like a locker room. You know, there's everybody else, and then over there's the kickers.
Don't forget, the Cubs and the Marlins. Last night, the Cubs hit the long ball. Ramirez, grand slam off Dontrell Willis. And the Cubbies took a 3-1 lead in the series. They can advance to the World Series with a win tonight. Game 5 in Florida. It's coming up right after football.
Who's it going to be?
I think the Cubbies are going to be there.
Against who?
They got them. Well, you know me. I mean, the Yankees, they've got to do it.
Come on,
They've
Sam.
got to do it. Bill, the curse of the Bambino lives on. You know that. James Thrash is deep to receive the kickoff of Toby Goen. Normally it's Brian Westbrook, but Thrash is the man back there now. Kick toward the sideline. Thrash comes up and takes it at the 14. A couple of blocks. And up across the 30. Eagles have no timeouts. And we'll be able to get one play off here. Defensive battle, Bill. Battle of field and missed opportunities for the Eagles. They had chances to score in this game, or at least field position.
Well, they had the field position, but go back to what you said the first place. Defensive, but defense, both defenses are controlling this game. I mean, it's no secret. And I think the most of it is happening up front. Now we have got a lot of good secondary players here. Obviously, you take a look around, and when you're talking about Troy Vincent and the interception he had, and you're talking about Darren Woodson, and you're talking about Roy Williams, good secondary players, but it's been the defensive line for both the Philadelphia Eagles and Dallas Cowboys that controlled the tempo of this game.
And the Dallas defense held the Eagles deep in Philadelphia territory, forced a punt, and they came up with 3 points. That was the first and only touchdown. The Pizza halftime report is coming up next. The legendary Tex Schramm, and moments ago was unveiled his name, the latest member of the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor here at Texas Stadium. And a fine honor for a gentleman who passed on just a couple of months ago, and someone who will be missed. He died at the age of 83. But you talk about making the Dallas Cowboys America's team. He was the man.
And he was a visionary, too. You know, Sam, I think that's the thing, is that most people will argue that the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders were his biggest innovation, but that's not the case at all. It's the expansion and growth of the NFL to make it what it is today, like the Thanksgiving Day game.
Sure.
And when you think about football the way it is right now in the NFL, it's revered by everybody. It's a religion, if you will, and the honor that's bestowed to be up there on the ring that he created, fantastic.
And here today, a great defensive battle between two teams who are battling for first place in the NFC East. This is an old-time NFC East battle.
Oh, I guarantee you, Randy White and Tony Dorsett must be looking out there at the field and thinking, this is exactly how it used to be. Fierce, competitive, angry, and hard-hitting. Look at it. Just look at the yards. Only 45 rushing yards for the Eagles, 65 for the Cowboys, 85 for the Eagles total yards, and 101 total yards for the Dallas Cowboys on offense. That's amazing when you think about it. And kudos to Mike Zimmer, the defensive coordinator for the Dallas Cowboys, and Jim Johnson for Philadelphia for putting the situation they have out there on the field to shut them down, because these are two good offenses capable of doing many things if you give them the chance to run the football. If you take away running the football from both these offenses, you see what you have out here today.
The Eagles will receive the kickoff to start the second half. The Cowboys have won 3 in a row. They're 3-1. The Eagles have won 2 in a row. They're 2-2. Cowboys on top of the NFC East by half a game over Washington. Eagles have not turned the ball over in the game. Cowboys with 1. James Thrash deep again on kickoff return from the 3. Trying to get outside, nothing there. Cowboys stop him at the 20-yard line. Good coverage on the play. Tony Dixon, number 24, was there. Marcus Steele, number 55. And Derek Ross is just back from a knee injury, but he went limping a little bit. Ross had surgery in preseason and is making his season debut.
You know, Westbrook used to be the return guy, you know, for punt and kickoff. He's been out lately, and Deuce Staley gets to go out here to start the second half. I'm wondering if Westbrook's okay. He's down there on the bikes on the sidelines.
Actually, it's Buckhalter, and he's thrown for loss. Buckhalter and Richie in the backfield. Leroy Glover. Good penetration again. Terrell Buckhalter starting the second half at running back. There is Brian Westbrook, who scored the only touchdown for the Eagles.
And that's normally not a good sign. When you have your key guy, the explosive guy of your offense sitting there on the bike, going at a pace like that, just trying to stay a little bit loose.
Buckhalter behind Richie, trying to get outside. Cowboys get their hard hit. Sent some flying that wind. Knocked them out at the 26-yard line, make it to 27.
Buckhalter tries to get to the perimeter out there. They're going to continue to try to stretch this defense, going back to what I said about the holding, the defensive holding. See, if you run right downhill at these guys, they can get you. But I think Andy feels that if he stretches this defense horizontally, and that his guys can get a hand on Dexter Coakley, on Datwin, and get a little push on him.
3 wide receivers for the Eagles, all to the right side. 5 defensive backs for Dallas on 3rd and 8. The handoff to Staley. Excuse me, it was 3rd and 3, not 3rd and 8. My apologies. Staley runs for the first down, gets across the 30-yard line.
Don't let it happen again.
Yeah. I missed 5 yards on that last carry.
We've missed a lot in our life, though, haven't we?
So that score pop in Washington has gone ahead of Tampa Bay, 13-7. Washington trying to keep pace in the NFC East. And there's Brian Westbrook. We're trying to get word if there's any injury as he continues to ride the stationary bike. First down at the 31. Rash in motion. Straight ahead to Staley. Breaks through. Good run by Staley. 3 years ago, he ran for 201 yards here at Texas Stadium. Terrence Newman on the stop.
Sam, did you see that little fake reverse action by Thrash? Watch, Thrash is going to be coming this way, but watch what it does to the defense. It takes the safety, look, out of the picture. You see Woodson? Woodson went with the fake. He went outside. He jumped it. He saw Thrash coming into motion. And normally you want your strong safety right up there in the mix of the 8-man front. He went outside of it. That's why they run with it.
Staley again, his 5th carry of the game. This one is a pickup of about 3. Ebenezer Ekubon made the stop. 5 carries, 25 yards for Duke Staley.
You asked me earlier, Sam, you know, what's the difference between these backs? They have different plays for one another. Well, Buckhalter's a little faster than Staley, and Westbrook's the fastest of them all. But Staley, look at the vision. See how he just waits? See how he's slow, and he waits for his holes to open up. He waits on his blockers for things to happen. A lot of backs, that wouldn't have been a positive run for many backs in the league. But for Deuce, he was patient. He didn't just run into the back of his offensive lineman. He waited for a crease and got the most out of it.
Rash in motion again. Running the football exclusively. Buckhalter down to the 46-yard line. Talked about Deuce Staley in that great game in 2000, opening day. And it was 120 degrees on the field. That game began with the onside kick. But when it ended, it was Deuce Staley Day as he rushed for 201 yards, including a career-long 60-yarder for a touchdown. 3rd and a long 3 for the Eagles. With Buckhalter and Richie in the backfield and both wide receivers out to the right. The tight end is Chad Lewis. McNabb puts it up. Buckhalter brought down. Great tackle by Roy Williams. Short of the first down.
Sam, Philadelphia got its yards in that drive. They've just gone about 40-some yards. In that drive, they've got, because they went to the run game. And that's something that I feel Philadelphia has lost its passion for, is the run game as an offense. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that John Welborn and John Runyon were 2 guys that used to impose their will on a defense. Defenses feared them. Defenses were scared of them. They'd run downfield and pick you off piles. They'd knock you around, slap you upside the head. They can't do that anymore, and it softened them up front some.
Dirk Johnson's punt. Zuriel Smith lets it bounce at the 5. Big bounce goes by Roderick Hood into the end zone for a touchback. 44-yard punt. They'll net 24 yards. The Eagles start off the second half, but can't put points on the board. You know, Bill, there was talk this week that Corey Dillon might be interested in coming to Dallas. There might be talks between the Cowboys and the Bengals, but apparently it was Dillon's agent trying to work out a deal and hoping that Dallas would talk to the Bengals, but no talks have ensued. Breaking through, Troy Hambrick picks up 13. Well, maybe he heard those rumors too.
Look at this. Cowboys changed up a little bit from what they were doing. It's eye backs now, and I want you to watch the fullback. Now look at him lead up. Look at the job he does. He takes Semino right out of the play. They're going straight downhill now. Remember before they were trying to get to the perimeter in Philadelphia? They're going right at the heart of the defense.
Jamar Martin in at fullback. Here's Hamrick again. Finds the opening on the tackle position. It's up to the 39-yard line.
Again, behind the blocks of fullback Jamar Martin. And Bill Parcells, he's very well aware that the other aspects of this offense don't get going until he gets the running game going. And with runs like that, 4 yards a pop, 5 yards a pop, that's when you get to the play action now. You fake the run, you go over the top.
It's Hamrick again, 3 straight times. Gets up to the 42, short of a first down, bring up a 3rd and short. JB's got an update on the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, Sam, because of Stephen Davis, Jake Delhomme doesn't need to go up top very often, but he does here. Who does he find? Stephen Smith. What does he do? He makes it a 52-yard pass play, and it is Carolina back on top. Stephen Davis went to the locker room. We'll bring you an update on that one a little later. 17-13, Carolina back to Sam and Bill.
Battle of the unbeatens. Carolina 4-0. Indianapolis 5-0. Quite a matchup in Indy. Hamrick and Martin in the backfield. Hamrick again looking for the first down yardage. He's close. Mark Semino, the middle linebacker, made the stop. Let's see where they mark forward progress. Ron Blum takes a look, says first down. All on the ground, Bill.
All on the ground. And both Andy Reid and Bill Parcells know. They went in at halftime, and they both told him, hey, guys, we've got to pick up the yards per carry. We've got to find a way to establish the run, get us some momentum offensively to move the chains, and then we can take our shots. Just look at those two guys.
I think they're similar style coaches in their approach to the game. What do you think?
I don't think either one of them has read Dr. Atkins.
Up to the 45. As they continue to go on the ground, Troy Hambrick carrying. You know, when Andy Reid in his first year was struggling a little bit, Bill Parcells gave him a call and pumped him up. You know, just gave him try to give him some confidence. Told him, you know what? There were veteran coaches who were around when I needed help when I was a young coach. And he talked about them helping him out, and he offered his help to Andy Reid. They've had a good relationship since then. It's the first time they're coaching against one another in an NFL regular season game. Play fake. Carter puts it up. Out of the backfield, Richie Anderson gets to midfield.
See how that works? Let's go back and look at that diagram. Let's take a look at that play. Play action, you run. Well, watch the play fake. Now watch, here's Richie Anderson. Take a close look at him. See the fake, and then he gets in, he gets a little piece of the end, and then right out to the flat. There's no, you can't cover that when you're honed in defensively, using your body and thinking you have to anchor down defensively and shut down the run. You're sitting there, and it's like you have lead in your feet. You can't become a pass rusher, and you can't become a pass cover guy when you're thinking run.
On 3rd and 3, everybody out. The tosses to Terry Glenn. He's got the first down. Gets down to the Eagles' 40-yard line. Lito Shepherd made the tackle. 5th catch of the game for Terry Glenn, who's had a couple of drops.
Well, take a look. You have a mismatch here. You have Terry Glenn, and you get the ISO on the linebacker. He's going to be matched up against Carlos Emmons. Carlos Emmons see, that's a mismatch. When you line up a linebacker on a wide receiver, that means you got caught defensively. And what they did, they had base personnel in, but they walked out the running back outside and became trips. So you end up with linebacker on wide receiver.
Avion Casal takes the toss, wants to throw.
Now, remember back to the first half when we were talking, I said, right about that area of the field, that's where Bill Parcells likes to use his gimmick plays. You cross the 50, and they figure, what the heck, let's take a shot. If it gets intercepted, it's almost like a punt. Halfback pass, a little slip there, too, Kaysen did.
The safety, Michael Lewis, bid on that play.
Well, because why? Because they ran the ball 7 times to get to that position on the field. So you're thinking run.
First and goal for the Cowboys at the 3. Hambrick hit twice, falls forward to the 1. It was a 37-yard pass completion from Avion Quezon to Joey Galloway. Galloway's first catch of the game.
Well, you talked about the safety coming up. Look at this. Double tight formation. 2 backs in the backfield. You're not thinking pass. And you've been running all day. You come downhill hard, and they get behind you. I mean, that's no secret. That's old-fashioned football.
3 running backs in the backfield here. Hambrick, there's an opening. The Eagles close it quickly. Good job by the Philadelphia Eagles front, stopping Hambrick inside the 1-yard line.
Boy, that was a big-time play. I want you to see Clinton Hart, 33, fill this hole in here. There's Nate Wayne, there's Clinton Hart, and there's Semino. And that thing opened up fast and closed even faster.
11th play of the drive for the Cowboys. Again, 3 backs are out there. Anderson, Martin, and Hambrick. It's Hambrick. He's in. Touchdown. A beautiful 80-yard drive by the Dallas Cowboys, mostly on the ground.
All set up on the ground.
But that big play, the running game set up that option by Avion Quezon.
No question about it, Sam. You're dead on the money. And I go back to halftime. They didn't have this kind of running capability in the first half. And the rest of their offense didn't work. Bill went into halftime and he said, guys, I'm putting it on the offensive line. You're going to come out, you're going to block, and we're going to run the ball. We're going to mash it right down the field.
Extra point by Billy Cundiff is through. The Dallas Cowboys have a 10-point lead.
Why not run over Larry Allen? He's big, he's strong, he's mean, and he's only a 9-time Pro Bowler.
Hambrick carried 8 times on that drive. The last time was for a touchdown. On that last drive, 8 carries for Troy Hambrick for 28 yards. And big Larry Allen, he can take a breather. He did a good job on that drive.
Throw the guy a bone, will you? That job he did on the goal line was outstanding.
Toby Goins' kick coming down to James Thrash from the 10. Thrash looks for a lane, finds one, turns it upfield. The kicker, Goins, takes him down at the 40 with a good tackle. Nice return by James Thrash. Good field position for the Eagles, but the Cowboys have the 10-point lead. Marcus Steele, one of the best special teams players the Cowboys have, walks slowly to the sideline, shaken up on that last play. The Eagles start from the 40-yard line. Bill Parcells checks out his backup linebacker and special teams player. Deuce Staley remains in at running back. Fake the end around. Staley carries for a couple of yards. And it's a pleasure to be joined here in the booth by one of the great broadcasters in our country, longtime voice of the Dallas Cowboys and CBS TV, Vern Lundquist, master of ceremonies at the halftime ceremony there down on the field. That had to be special for you, Vern.
Very emotional, Sam. Tex, you know, I'm very spoiled when it comes to talking about Tex Schramm. I loved him dearly. And to see the great players who all gathered down there was very neat.
They look pretty good. Roger and Tony Dorsett and Bob Lilly, Randy Whiteman, the names go on and on. Play fake by McNabb. Throws. And it's broken up. It's going to be interference. Flag on the play. Pete Hunter going over the back of Freddie Mitchell. Just give us some thoughts, Vern, about this, the whole ring of honor that was created by Tex Schramm.
Well, it was his idea, along with so many other so many elements of how the game is presented and how the game is. He loved tradition. For example, he loved the New York Yankees and he loved the Boston Celtics because to him they represented excellence. And what he wanted more than anything was for the Dallas Cowboys to be thought of in that context. And I think he's accomplished it.
Vern, my question to you is, Bob Lilly was the first one inducted into the Ring of Fame, and that was Tex's idea. And is it true that they brought him out at halftime and they gave him a hunting dog, a shotgun, and a station wagon? That's what I understand.
And he took pictures of it. Yes.
On first down, McNabb pulled it down, decides to run. Now he throws and finds Deuce Staley. Big pickup. Staley may go. Cuts inside and gets in. Touchdown. What an effort by Deuce Staley as he dragged Dexter Coakley into the end zone. That play looked like it was broken up 3 times, Bill.
That's exactly how Andy Reid drew the play up. I got to tell you, it all started with Donovan McNabb. And that's what he gives you that you can't defend, that you can't practice and practice. You can't emulate. It's his ability to get outside the pocket and make something out of nothing. Now, Deuce, everybody was covered. The wide receivers were covered downfield. Deuce was the one that found an opening in the zone.
Extra point for David Akers. And he brings the Eagles within 3. An important touchdown for the Eagles. Deuce Staley, 52 yards off the catch and run. Coakley tried to drag him down. It was Staley dragging him into the end zone. Touchdown reception of his career. Only the 2nd touchdown pass thrown by Donovan McNabb this season, both to running backs. David Akers kickoff coming down to Zuriel Smith at the 3. Hops over one man, goes down around the 24-yard line. The Cowboys will go on offense. Keith Adams in on the play. Staley has put the Eagles right back within reach. And the wrestle for the ball. Who's got it? What's the ruling? Dallas completion. Antonio Bryant won it. He was battling Lito Shepherd for the ball.
Play action pass. Quincy Carter has Antonio Bryant deep. This ball is underthrown, but watch Bryant just wrestle the ball away from everybody.
Now, when he comes down, does he have possession here, Bill?
He has possession right there. There's already possession. That is right complete there. Possession.
Okay. And now we may get a challenge from the Eagles. Ron Blum is being called over. I think Andy Reid wants to question whether there was possession.
I think he had possession, Sam, before he even hit the ground on his back. He had the ball in his hand, and both feet came down, and he was grabbed by a defender.
Now, when he hits the ground,
does it move? And it never did. He had it by his chest.
Completed forward pass.
So Andy Reid is challenging the call.
Well, from Andy's viewpoint, this sideline, all he sees is the end of it when he hits the ground and the ball come popping up. So it's a good challenge by Andy. He doesn't have the ability to see that. That's a possession, and that's out there. But he is down when he's on the ground. The other angle we had, the very first angle we had, not that one, was the best. Down, out. But I want to show you the possession. The possession actually occurs. Watch, Sam. He pulls that ball in. Okay, right there, down.
But he's not down yet.
He's down. That's a complete pass right there. And now when the continuation of the play, when he hits the ground, if the ball is loose, he's pulling it out. That defender's pulling it out right there.
And the fans agree with you.
Yeah, that's a complete pass.
It's a 49-yard play if it stands.
You mean the fans in the stand?
Yes.
Okay. Now the fans home in Philadelphia watching
they're
this,
saying, forget that.
Maas has no idea what he's talking about.
That ball is out. Come on. So we'll see. And of course, remember this: when in all challenges, once a ruling on the field is made, you must have conclusive evidence to overturn that ruling.
And that may not be enough. that may not be enough visual evidence to overturn anything if they saw it.
Antonio Bryant, the 3 wide receivers of the 3, he may be the best all around of the 3, but tends to be a little mistake prone, and the veterans ahead of him are pretty good in Terry Glenn and Joey Galloway. That's a pretty tough trio to defend against.
Well, what you saw, that play right there, what you saw, that's what he is so good at. Going up in traffic, bodies, arms in his face, and getting the ball in traffic and pulling it down. That's his strong suit.
While we have Vern Lundquist with us, Vern, talk about the way football excitement has returned here after the 3 miserable seasons for the Cowboys.
Well,
fans are really happy here.
Yeah, Sam, and it's fun to see a little buzz back in the place. I was just thinking during the ceremonies how much Tex Schramm would love this game because he loved the NFC East. He loved playing the Giants and the Redskins and the Philadelphia Eagles. You go back years and years ago as they continue to look at this. One of the things that he insisted upon when they were having the merger negotiations, AFL, NFL, was that the Cowboys get a Thanksgiving Day game.
Right.
Here's Ron Bloom. To be continued. It's a long running saga.
Don't go away.
Had possession of the ball, and when he was down on the ground in possession of the ball was pulled out by the defensive player. It's a completed forward pass. Philadelphia is charged a timeout.
Excellent job. Excellent job by the officiating. Now, Vern, you don't get the challenges in college football, do you?
No, and it makes for quicker games, I must say that, Bill.
Great grab by Antonio Bryant, wrestling with Lito Shepherd, and then with Michael Lewis, and winning the battle. Great effort. We've seen some terrific efforts in this game on both sides. Cowboys at the Eagles 27-yard line. In motion, Terry Glenn. The play fake. Carter gonna run. Plenty of room inside the 15.
Max protection, play action first, 2-receiver route, and when the 2 receivers are covered up, you run with it. That's how they've simplified the quarterback position for the Dallas Cowboys and Quincy Carter. That's why he's having success. Take a look. 2-receiver route, 1, 2. Now, he takes a look, and they're covered up. Covered here and covered downfield. He runs the ball.
Now they go straight ahead with Troy Hambrick. The ball was spotted at the 16. Now he picks up 3 yards on the play. Time for an update. For that, let's go back to our Fox Television Center to JB.
Hey, Sam, Brad Johnson did it to the left side in the first half. Why not to the right? Play action boot, hooking up with Todd Yoder for yet another score, and they've added one more to take a 21-13 lead. Hey, you guys know what Vern Lundquist meant to my career at CBS, and Vern, Terry apologizes for all he put you through at CBS as well.
Vern, you forgive him?
I've got a bumper sticker in my living room that says, "I survived Terry Bradshaw."
Carter throwing, completing. Richie Anderson knocked out of bounds at the 3-yard line. Troy Vincent took him out. Cowboys starting to mix it up real well, Bill. The run, the short passes.
And that's what the run game and the play action game does to a defense. You can't hone in on anything. The second you do start honing in on stuff, they come back and hit you with what you're not expecting. If you play 8 in the box to stop the run, they're going to hit you over the top. If you drop back, they're going to pound you where you should have 8 to stop it.
First and goal at the 3. Hambrick hit. Pulls his way for about a yard before the Eagles rip his helmet off and push him back. Corey Simon leading the charge. The Eagles had Marco Coleman and Hollis Thomas in on the defensive front as well. We've come to the end of the 3rd quarter. Vern Lundquist, it's great to see you. Great job with the ceremonies. Good luck to the rest of the season.
Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Bill.
Thank you, Vern.
End of the 3rd quarter. Cowboys leading the Eagles 17-14. Second down. Hambrick. Good tackle. Mark Semino, the middle linebacker. Terrific play.
Hey, he is a fire plug. I'm telling you, he is great center of gravity, great leverage, and he's small. He's only about 6 foot. I mean, to me, I think he's a perfect size middle linebacker. Look, but when he brings it, look at that. That's a form tackle. arms wrapped up, explosion.
Some hitting down in the trenches. 3rd and goal from the 4. They spread it out. Carter throws for the corner, too far. Antonio Bryant had a step on the defender, Lito Shepherd, but the pass overthrown. I didn't like that play at all.
No, I didn't either, to be honest with you. And I thought when they spread them out, so 3 wide receivers, they spread them out, I thought we were going to see a little bit of a quarterback draw. Drop back about 3-4 yards, set up, and then take off up the middle.
So the Cowboys get close to the goal line, but the Eagles stiffen. And now Billy Cundiff will try a 22-yard field goal out of the hold of Toby Goen. Cundiff puts it through. He's 2 for 2 in the game. And the Dallas Cowboys have a 6-point lead on the Philadelphia Eagles in Big D.
Cuba Gooding Jr. and Ed Harris in theaters October 24th, rated PG. By TGI Fridays double glazed baby back ribs. Glazed twice for a one-of-a-kind taste. Only at Fridays. By Midas. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
We are back, and don't forget, October 28th, the best show on Fox is 24. With Kiefer Sutherland. James Thrash is deep to receive the kickoff from Toby Goen. Thrash from the 6. Good return, and he's brought down by Derek Ross up the 32-yard line. Well, yesterday it got explosive in the 4th inning at Fenway Park. Pedro and Roger going at it. Pedro hits Kareem Garcia. Roger goes high, and Manny Ramirez didn't like it. The bench is empty. Don Zimmer, the coach, went at Pedro, and Pedro threw him down. Later on in the bullpen, there was a fight between the groundskeeper and a couple of the Yankees. And it continues tonight. Game 4, 7:30 Eastern Time. Yankees leading the series 2 games to 1. From the 32. Who's standing? He stopped. Cowboys defense led by Leroy Glover.
Sam, the Cowboys' approach is still the same. 8-man front. They bring the safety up. I want you to take a look at Roy Williams. Here he is right here. But watch where he ends up. That's 8-man up, and he's going to be right in there on the play. See that? And they're going to challenge the Philadelphia Eagles running game, and they're going to shut it down, and they're going to force Donovan McNabb to beat them.
And remember, that running game is without Brian Westbrook, who's out with a contusion of the hip and will not return. He's on the sideline wearing a baseball cap. There he is. 2 tight ends in for the Eagles, and another
down to 1. They've been in the huddle too long. This is 3 times now it's happened to them.
They only have 1 timeout remaining in the game.
Ball control, you take a look at it. Look at the time of possession right down the bottom there. Dallas dominating it. Same type of offense, game plan, defense, special teams that Bill Parcells is running. The New York Giants, New England Patriots, every place he's been.
On 2nd and 10, McNabb throwing long overthrows. Todd Pinkston covered by Mario Edwards on the play.
Flashing back to what they had. Remember Phil Simms, Joe Morris, Mark Bravaro? That big, tough offensive line. They come at you, they pound you. That's what they're doing down here in Dallas. How about a little trick play? Yeah, we saw that today, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Maybe on Kason with a pass, and even in the Super Bowl.
Right around midfield, too, wasn't it? Right at the 50-yard line. It's the same formula, and it works. And the team has bought into it. And I think for the Dallas Cowboy players, fans, everybody in the organization, it's because of what the Big Tuna brings.
Listen to the crowd bringing in here. The blitz coming. McNabb hits Thrash, but he's short of a first down.
Well, and there's the blitz, and they reacted to the blitz, and they say, Donovan McNabb beat us. And when you have the blitz, you check. And then you have the slant route. Here comes the slant. Here's the blitz up inside. Roy Williams comes. Also, Dat Wynn Dexter Coakley. And the slant, he didn't hit it the slant in stride. You have to hit the slant in stride to get the first down.
8th punt of the game for Dirk Johnson. And he's been good. And this is another good one. Zuriel Smith waits for a fair catch at the 17-yard line.
Sam, there's only one way that Philadelphia can get out from beating the blitz. And that's the quarterback has to make plays. They're going to continue to see it.
Fox NFL Sunday is brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade.
Quincy Carter's second half has been much better than the first half, Bill.
Well, look at the numbers in the pocket. 10 of 16. And I go back to the top of the show. How has this guy gotten better? Why has this guy gotten better? Last year, anytime he touched the ball, he was a question mark. It could have been a sack, it could have been an interception, it could have been a scramble, or it could have been a beautiful long bomb touchdown. You just never knew.
Play fake to Hambrick, plenty of time. Now the rush from Andy Kalu. Hambrick slips one man and another and gets up to the 24-yard line. This is only the 3rd possession of the second half for the Cowboys. The first one was an 80-yard drive for a touchdown. The second was a 72-yard drive to a field goal.
Sam, you know how hard it is to rush the passer when you have to play run first? 2 tight ends, you're thinking, hey, what the heck? This is going to be 2 tight ends. I'm sorry, right there. This is going to be a run. Look, you're into the lineman, and now you have to come off and try to get a pass rush going. That Marco Coleman, that's like trying to run a 40-yard dash for time uphill.
On 2nd and 3, Hambrick. Ball met immediately and thrown back, came up short of the line of scrimmage. Good job up front by Nate Wayne. JB's got another update. Take it away, JB.
Hey, fellas, as you well know, the Cubs have hit an NLCS record 10 home runs in this series, 2 of them by that guy right there, Sammy Sosa. He'll be looking to lead the Cubs one more victory. They advance to the World Series for the first time since 1945. That'll be followed by the Yankees-Red Sox Game 4. Yanks up 2-1. Coverage follows football immediately. Back to Sam and Bill.
This is so great. Football, baseball, playoffs. Don't get any better.
Hot dogs.
3rd and 3. The roll by Carter. He throws down. Carlos Evans. Thought he might have had room to take it upfield himself, but the pass was knocked down. First incompletion of the second half.
That makes him 2 of 6 out of the pocket. And normally you would think, you know, with an athletic quarterback like Quincy Carter out of the pocket, that's where he'd be best suited. But I think he's best suited with the play action, with maximum protection, and giving him 2 reads, half the field. Look at receiver 1. If he's not open, look at receiver 2. If he's not open, then you run with him.
The leading tacklers for the Eagles. 6th punt of the game for Toby Goen, with Westbrook on the sideline. James Thrash is deep to receive the punt. Thrash has room to return. No, he doesn't. What a play by Derek Ross. And a good return for Ross, coming back from knee surgery. His first game of the season. And a terrific tackle on James Thrash. 41-yard punt. They give him 1 yard on the return.
You know, all that being said, still good field position for Philadelphia. I mean, Philadelphia has gotten the ball more times than not in relatively good field position. You know, you don't have to go 80 yards, 90 yards. They've gotten it when they've had to go 60 yards, 50 yards, things of that nature. And that's normally what you strive for. It means you can't ask a defense for any more than that. Now it's up to Philadelphia and that offense to make something happen.
Down by 6, just under 11 minutes to go, and 61 yards away from the goal line. 5 DBs in for Dallas. In motion, Thrash to toss to Buckhalter. Takes it wide. The Cowboys are there. Willie Blade, the big defensive tackle, ran it down. Big Willie can move.
99, Willie Blade. And look at the penetration he gets. Right upfield. As if he knew it was coming. You don't have nose tackles normally that can figure out what's going to happen in a play. Right there, Willie Blade read the stances of the guards and jumped it.
Thrash in motion, the play fake. McNabb to John Ritchie. Gets a couple of yards and a good tackle by the rookie Terrence Newman, who doesn't play like a rookie.
No.
This guy looks like he's been in the league 3-4 years.
Well, you saw, look at the zone play right there. He sniffs it out. He sorts out the traffic coming out at him. He realizes who he needs to match up, whether the play develops. He just cuts the legs of Richie as soon as Richie gets the pass. Terrence Newman is going to be a guy that's going to be a shutdown corner in this league for a long time. You can match him up with your best receiver, and he has the recovery speed like a Deion Sanders.
3rd and 10. Dallas shows blitz. Here they come. McNabb gets rid of it. Broke it up. Darren Woodson. And a late flag. Flag on the play.
Away from the play
might
as well.
be Pete Hunter.
It is.
He was on Chad Lewis, the tight end. That's an automatic first down for the Eagles and a bad penalty for the Cowboys.
5 yards, automatic first down. Defensive holding on Pete Hunter.
Holding, number 47, defense, 5 yards. It's an automatic first down.
Ooh, boy, that'll put you in Parcells' doghouse in a hurry.
Here comes normal defense down on the field. Here's Pete Hunter over here. Right there. See him? He gets twisted around on the route by Chad Lewis, and he gets tangled up there. He's in, you're right, he's in Parcells' doghouse. Parcells just let him have it.
From the 44, the play fake by McNabb, and the pass batted down. It's Greg Ellis. He's the big defensive end at 6'6".
You know, he has a knack for that, too. He's a big guy, yeah, but he has a knack for getting in the quarter. That's like his 4th or 5th batted pass on the season. Watch him engage and get the push and then get in front of the quarterback. You know, a lot of defensive linemen get so sold on the route that they're going to take to the pass rusher, to the quarterback, that they get locked into it and they just keep going and they run straight by. Ellis has been around long enough to know that, hey, you get what you can get and then you settle down and get in front of the quarterback's face.
Donovan McNabb, 9 for 21, 112 yards. Here's 2nd and 10. Richie, the fullback in motion, the toss to Buckhalter. Turns the corner. Knocked out of bounds by Pete Hunter at midfield. Pickup of 6 on the play.
Philadelphia does an awful lot of milling around. Look at them right now. Look at them. Look at them on the sidelines. They're milling around. The offensive line, they're milling around. That play clock went down to 1 second when they were in the huddle. They had shifting. They had motions. Now, look, here comes Chad Lewis. He's just coming into the huddle right now. They're milling around, and the play clock's down to 15 now.
Time ticking away.
Yeah, I mean, they spend too much time with the personnel groupings, moving back and forth, moving all around. And I think it taxes the quarterback in this situation right here.
Here's 3rd and 4. McNabb being rushed, gets it out to Staley. And Deuce, right to the first down line. He's got it. Good effort again by Deuce Staley. Darren Woodson wrestled him down. Second catch of the game by Deuce Staley. The first one was the 52-yard pass and run for the touchdown.
And there was a blitz on. Again, McNabb in the face of pressure. Here's a guy, his thumb's hurting. It's been all taped up all week. His ankle's hurting him. He gets Pete Hunter blitzing in his face, and he's trying to get that pass off. He knows he's going to be hit. He's going to take the hit. He's been getting hit from where I stand right here too much. Now, as a defensive lineman, you love seeing it. You want it. But sitting here trying to be objective, I think the guy takes too many hits.
On first down, Terrell Buckhalter behind Richie. Good block. Turns the corner and turns it into a nice gain. Out of bounds. Maybe a yard short of the first down marker. But a good block by John Richie sent Roy Williams flying.
Well, that's getting to the perimeter. Missed tackle in the backfield. But watch Richie secure the perimeter right here. Nice job by Chad Lewis getting up in there on Dexter Coakley, and that helps springs the thing. You see Chad Lewis outside? He gets on Dexter Coakley. Richie seals the corner, and then Buckhalter waited patiently enough for the whole thing to unfold.
2nd and 1 for the Eagles. On the move. Thrash in motion. Straight ahead, Buckhalter. 3 Cowboys. Grab him and try to throw him back, and do throw him back away from that first down line. Eric Abagu, number 90, the backup defensive end, the first one to get there. The tension mounting in this game, and it's been a good one. The Cowboys scored on the first play of the game. The Eagles tied it. The Cowboys regained the lead. They lead by 6, but it's 3rd and 1 for the Eagles.
It's like they're trying to kill the clock.
They're really winding that clock down. 5 seconds on the play clock. Quarterback sneak and a first down. And it's tough to stop Donovan McNabb at 6'3" or 6'2", 240. He's like another fullback out there. Just put his head down, went straight away.
Yeah, but you know, you got to do what you have to do. But I think Donovan McNabb's been knocked around. I think he's taken an enormous amount of hits so far this year. Heck, it's only the 6th week, and he's got the thumb and he's got the leg, and I just don't like putting him in a situation where he's going to be getting a lot of hits. Like Terry Bradshaw said, you got to protect the pretty guy.
9th play of the drive for the Eagles on first down at the 34. The play fake. McNabb looking, going deep, and it is dropped. Todd Pinkston had it and dropped it. Mario Edwards covering on the play. Roy Williams was there, and the pass was there.
Well, these safeties are game changers. Look at Pinkston. He has it, and he knew he was going to take a hit. I'm telling you that when you have these two safeties, look at McNabb. Sets up nice in the pocket. Look at the throw on the money.
That's the best pass of the game.
You know why? He had time. He set up. He planted his feet. Sound base. But Pinkston knew he was going to take a hit, and you can't tell me any different. Every receiver in the league knows about Woodson and Williams.
Swinging out to Staley. Got a blocker in front of him. Takes it to the sideline, and Woodson drags him out of bounds at the 25-yard line. The Eagles come back with a nice pickup. 3rd catch of the game for Deuce Staley.
Sam, these two safeties for Dallas, Williams and Woodson, they are game changers. I want you to watch this. Now watch them. Look, he is turning his body to protect from the hit he is going to get from Williams. You clearly saw it. He caught the ball and he turned his body to try to not get hit as hard by Williams. That's why he dropped it.
Alonzo Ephraim ineligible at tight end, the backup center, as they go on 3rd and less than a yard. And once again, the quarterback sneak by Donovan McNabb for what looks to be the first down. You see the yellow first down line.
You know, Andy Reid may very well have a plan. You know, I kept on talking about the clock and how it's running down. He may very well have a plan here. He sustained this long drive, scored a touchdown at the end of this long drive, and let his defense rest. They've been out on the field a lot today. Yep. You saw the time of possession. They've been out on the field a ton, and that'll take its toll on the defense. They're all sitting down on the sidelines right now. They're on the bench. They're getting a lot of rest. Look at them. And if you score a touchdown, well, they've caught back up in the time of possession because of this drive. Just inches here.
Oh, it's an inch short. One chain link. One chain link short.
But this drive might be exactly what Andy Reid is trying for. Chew up the clock, sustain a nice drive, get every bit of the play clock run down so it takes time off the clock, the game clock.
But now they've got to keep it going.
Yeah, because he has to get 7 at the end of this. And then your defense will come out fresh and shut them down. Give them a good rest.
4th and 1 chain link. Eagles 0 for 2 on 4th down tries this season.
They're not killing this play clock. They just want to go get it.
McNabb. He didn't get much, but he didn't need much. Hank Fraley gets up and points for first down. Where will the spot be? There it is. Deuce Staley says first down. Ron Blum says probably let's bring out the chains. Come on. Time winding down. Not much, but all he needed was one chain link, and that's about
a smidgen,
about an inch and a half, maybe. There's the all-important measurement. Half a football. And Andy Reid will take that. And the drive continues for the Eagles.
Take a look at the push they get it from. Look at Wellborn. Look at the extra surge. Look at there's the green lineman downfield. Fraley buries the nose tackle. And then look at that. See that? That's the surge. When you get your offensive lineman 3 or 4 yards downfield on a sneak, you got it.
This is the 13th play of the drive. It's Carell Buckholter cutting it back inside the 20. A nice run.
This is a nice drive, what it is.
And as long as it's been 13 plays now, Bill, it only started at the 39, so it really hasn't been a real long drive. It's not like it started at the 20, but
it runs.
Yeah.
It's been runs. It hasn't been, big passes. They took that one shot, but then it's mostly been runs. And what they're setting down now is where it becomes difficult.
Just across the 20-yard line. It's Buckholter behind Ritchie. Cuts it inside. Spinning away. Inside the 10. Good move at the 5. Touchdown.
Cut back, cut back, cut back.
How about that? Those moves by Carell Buckholter. And the Eagles have tied the game on a brilliant run.
You remember the last series? They were stretching the defense of the Cowboys horizontally. They were trying to get to the perimeter. Ritchie on the outside, Chad Lewis blocks, those things of that nature. Okay, they maintained that same philosophy in the blocking scheme, except they told the running back, cut back. They're over pursuing to the outside because they got to the outside before.
This is for the lead. David Akers. Boy Detmer, the holder. The Eagles, for the first time in the game, lead it 21-20.
Outside, outside, outside. Okay, we'll cut it back on you. Right there. The safety Williams gets buried inside, and Buckholter.
Second touchdown of the season for Carell Buckholter. Eagles lead.
Well, how do cutbacks occur? I got to tell you. Philadelphia got away with one. I want you to take a look at number 31 right here. That's Roy Williams, the safety. He gets tackled by Hank Fraley, and that's what breaks that play open.
Good opening, breaks through. Smith into Eagles territory, and they take him down at the 40-yard line. The rookie Zuriel Smith out of a little school, Hampton, Division I AA, with a 54-yard kickoff return to put the Cowboys in great field position.
Sam, Bill Parcells particularly looks for small schools for return guys. He found Dave Meggett at Townsend State, a Division III school. And ever since then, every time he's been in the league, he'll always go to the small schools and look for return guys, punt returners, kick returners. He says if you can return punts or kicks, you can do it at any level in college. You can do it in the pros.
He's always been looking for another Meggett. Hambrick knocked over one man, gets down to the 37-yard line. Carlos Emmons made the stop, but the Cowboys,
well, now
they're now in scoring position.
Yes, they are. And right now, the #1 most important thing that you've got to tell everybody in your offensive huddle is secure the football. You've got it. You can control the clock. You can march down. You can pick up a few yards and bang your field goal and walk off the field and go in the locker room and celebrate. Billy secure.
Billy Cundiff already has kicked the 51-yarder in the game. 2 tight ends in. Terry Glenn in motion. The play fake. Carter wants to throw, and he does. Tony McGee, the second tight end, dropped the ball when he was hit by Carlos Emmons. McGee, who was a late cut in training camp, just re-signed this week.
Well, that's pretty good coverage, too. by Carlos Emmons. And that's what he does. That's what Carlos Emmons does for Philadelphia. He is outstanding over the tight end, whether it be playing up on the line of scrimmage, being a rusher from that side, or in coverage on the tight end. Carlos Emmons usually wins most of his matchups.
It would still be a very long field goal try if they don't pick up any yardage. Empty backfield here. And Carter works out of the shotgun. Eagles come with a blitz. Carter gets rid of it. Joey Galloway inside the 20 to the 17. They burn the Eagles on the blitz.
Quincy Carter just did what Donovan McNabb hasn't been able to do to Dallas's blitz, and that's beat it. Here comes the pressure. He recognizes it, hits the adjustment route, the hot route, which is the slant over the middle by Joey Galloway, and nobody's there, and now you can just get into your victory.
They've picked up 19 on the play to the 18-yard line. As the clock winds down, the Eagles have only one timeout remaining. They used one on a challenge, and they burned one with the play clock winding down. Now the Cowboys use a timeout. They have 2 timeouts remaining. And we welcome those of you who've just been watching the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Washington Redskins. The Bucs beating the Redskins. Sam Rosen, Bill Maas in Dallas, and we've had a good one here. The Philadelphia Eagles leading the Dallas Cowboys 21-20. Just over 2 minutes remaining. First play of the game. Onside kick try by the Eagles. Picked up by Randall Williams. Ran it in for a touchdown. Eagles tied it. On the fine run by Brian Westbrook. And Troy Hambrook with the touchdown run for Dallas. Deuce Staley got the Eagles back in with a 52-yard pass and run play. After Dallas field goal, it was Terrell Buckhalter with a touchdown run and the extra point giving the Eagles the lead. But now the Cowboys are at the Eagles 18. 1st and 10. And the tight end, Dan Campbell, moved. Cowboys are saying that the Eagles drew him off. Let's see what Ron Blum says.
Well, Corey Simon kind of jumped in the neutral zone, but the tight end moved to the right, and I think that was Dan Campbell.
Before the ball was snapped, false start, number 86, offense, 5 yards, still 1st down.
See, the defensive tackle, Corey Simon jumps over here, okay? He jumps a little bit. Actually, they're starting Walker. But over here, we get some movement by the tight end. And that's offsides. No matter what happened on the other side, they can't say that he drew you to jump offsides because he was all the way on the other side of the ball.
Now it's 1st and 15 at the 23. It's Hambrick carrying. Big hole. Hambrick down to the 11-yard line. Michael Lewis, the safety, stopped him. The Cowboys have run the ball well in the second half.
Take a look at this gash in the middle here, Sam. Watch the block inside here. That block right there helps seal the inside. No excuse, absolutely no excuse for getting gashed in the middle of your defense. That's the core, that's the strength of this Philadelphia defense.
Good block up front by number 63, Gennaro DiNapoli, in the rotating centers. You know, we talk about Bill Parcells being all business and structured, but he says, you know, you like to lighten the tension and have some fun without losing focus. The other day, Thursday, as practice ended, he had Gennaro DiNapoli get up in front of the entire team and sing opera. They loved it. And he hit the high notes, too. Got to have some fun.
I guess if you're a center and you're snapping all the time, you could probably hit some high notes.
On 2nd down, it's Hambrick. Down about the 10-yard line. Time for another update. For that, let's go back to JB.
Sam and Bill in the battle of the unbeatens. Peyton Manning converted a 4th and 4 from his own 15 to keep the drive alive. Then he hooks up there with Reggie Wayne, a 25-yard strike, and we're all tied in Indianapolis late in the game. 45 seconds left in regulation. Back to Sam and Bill.
Wow, the battle of the unbeatens. Carolina 4-0 and Indianapolis 5-0, and in this game, the Dallas Cowboys are trying to go 4-1 for the first time since 19. Special teams coach for Philadelphia, getting his guys ready. They need a big return. Toby going to kick off for Dallas. Thrash from the 6. Takes it outside. Cuts back inside, and a good return by James. Still going up near midfield. We welcome those of you who were watching the Chicago Bears and New Orleans Saints, the Saints' second win of the season, as they beat the Bears 20-13. Sam Rosen and Bill Maas here in Dallas, and the Eagles just returning this kickoff are down to the Dallas Cowboys 22-20.
Look at the extra effort by Thrash. Busting that up the sideline, has them out to the 48-yard line. And with David Akers on deck as the field goal kicker, he could actually make it from that spot right there in this stadium with no wind.
He was kicking them for over 60 yards in pregame warmups. No timeouts for the Eagles. 1:02 remaining. McNabb being rushed, throws it away.
What was that?
That was a big blitz from outside by Dexter Coakley. McNabb has not had a good game.
Now, he was telling us that he's had problems holding the football with the bad thumb. Coakley came, but I don't think there was anybody there, and he just threw that thing down into the ground.
11 for 25, 126 yards, 1 touchdown. That's David Akers warming up.
They need 10 yards, Sam. If they get 10 yards, they win the ballgame.
3 wide receivers, Deuce Staley in the backfield. McNabb, short drop, throwing sideline, and it's off the shoulder of Billy McMullen. Mario Edwards covering.
Billy McMullen has to realize, you know, when that thing's dialed up. Look, Donovan's over there just talking to him as soon as he gets back to the huddle, too. This thing hits him in the shoulder as he turns around.
So now a big 3rd down play for the Eagles with 55 seconds remaining, and the Eagles out of timeouts. McMullen, the rookie receiver, turned late on the ball. 3 wide receivers. Dallas showing blitz. Here they come. McNabb dropped the ball. It's loose. And Cowboys have it.
It's hurt him the whole game. It's hurt him this whole season. Coakley came inside. Williams came inside on the blitz. They came right up the gut. And until Philadelphia, and in particular Donovan McNabb, can beat the blitz, teams are going to come after him and come after him and come after him.
And here they come right here.
Right up the middle. Deuce Staley let 2 guys run right by him.
3rd sack of the game by the Cowboys. What a huge defensive play. And this game will end in just seconds. The fumble, the recovery, and the Dallas Cowboys will be 4-1 for the first time since 1995. And that year, what did they do that year, Billy?
How about them Cowboys?
They won the Super Bowl.
Yes, they did, Sam.
4 wins in a row for Bill Parcells and the Eagles and the Cowboys as they beat the Eagles, their toughest test thus far. And are they happy?
Shocked?
And you know what? They responded well, even when the Eagles came back at them, and the Eagles got the lead.
They have a plan. They all buy into it. They all believe it, because the man in charge has instilled it and told them what he wants and why he wants it, and they're all on the same page.
The Cowboys defeat the Eagles 23-21. Randall Williams gets the game ball. He returned that onside kick attempt for a touchdown on the opening play of the game. It helped set the tone. Great battle. Andy Reid and Bill Parcells. The Cowboys are 4-1. Cowboys have won 4 in a row. They're in first place in the NFC East. They beat the Eagles 23-21. UPS delivers a chance to win a big screen TV to watch the big game. Just log on to foxsports.com. UPS, what can Brown do for you? Quincy Carter, 14 for 25, 146 yards. Now an uncommon play for an uncommon perspective. Brought to you by Wachovia. And here's the first play of the game. Opening kickoff. Onside kick try. Randall Williams picks it off. Runs 37 yards. Dallas takes the lead early. And they go on to a big win. This uncommon perspective brought to you by Wachovia. Together we can achieve uncommon results. The Cowboys are 4-1. The Eagles are 2-3. For Bill Maas, this is Sam Rosen. Thanks for being with us on the NFL on Fox. Don't forget baseball later today. Now let's go back to the studio to JB.